And then
Yeah.
you back, baby. Get that video done, get some editing shit.
So all I
just
need
can't.
was a little nap.
My only problem is I can't do it at work. It's hard for me to do it at work.
I've done it at work.
I wonder if it's a metabolism thing.
Could be. I suffer
I
from
don't know. Maybe
obesity.
that's completely not has anything to do with it. But I noticed a lot of things I experience most people don't. I just have like the most ridiculous.
That just makes you unique,
metabolism.
man. You're just
Not
a unique
everybody
individual.
Not everybody nuts, but it ain't crazy. A lot of people.
Yeah, we ain't gonna
No,
call you
I-
some sort of
just
like
for me.
alien or nothing.
But just talk to people at work too. Some of their habits in the morning and stuff. I'm like people
what?
drinking pop like first thing in the morning. I'm like, if I
Like
don't,
you said, people jerking. I was like, what?
no,
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna say nothing too against that.
like if I don't eat some like solid, decent food, some protein or something, I just feel completely sick to my stomach.
To be fair,
dizzy.
that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That, but like
I don't like eating crap.
I can't.
people-
If somebody like brings in donuts, I'll eat one. But if I eat even a second one at any point during the day, I'll just feel like shaky and like.
I'm afraid that any deviation from your morning regiment would kill you. Like I'm afraid of
No,
that.
it's just like when you have like the most ridiculously high metabolism, you have to eat some substance. You can't just eat stuff that's not. It just burns through. It gives you nothing. It gives me no energy whatsoever. It's just like just digested and instantly turned.
That's
to
why I
waste.
say I'm afraid if you ever deviate off your normal traditional path.
Oh, I can deviate. I just need to eat something substantial. Like, and if I don't eat, sometimes like at home, like if I wake up, I start working on something. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm like, shit, I haven't eaten nothing yet. But most of the time, if I don't eat something first thing in the morning, I got nothing to give. And then
I said, that's what you're supposed to do.
I'm hungry at like 4 o'clock, and my mom's always like, invite me for dinner at like 6:37. I'm like, I gotta eat at like 5:30. She's like, I know you're always. It's not that I'm hungry. It's like I'm shaking. Like I don't have that issue with where you need like blood sugar and stuff. It's not related to that.
It's not like diabetes.
And I can't just eat like a bag of chips. That'll give me nothing. I have to have like some meat or some protein, chicken, something.
He said you just gotta have some meat. He said.
Yeah, I see people like eating just like a bag of chips, like half a bag of chips. I'm like, that would like be a waste for me. But anyway, I just noticed a lot of. And then like, so my buddy drinks like pop, and then he like orders like waffles for breakfast. I'm like,
wait, now you tell me waffles is not a fine breakfast food for you, sir?
No, he drinks. He gets a pop like Coca-Cola.
Well, no, I get that. I'm talking about I understand that that's
waffles
weird.
are fine. I can eat waffles. But I have to have like sausage or bacon.
I just want to make. Hey, I was just checking.
I make homemade waffles all the time. But
okay, gotcha.
Belgium. But anyway, what's up, people? What's up? I see two viewers. I don't know if that's one of you guys.
It might be us.
Started a little late, but anyway, Terrell's here. We missed the Game of the Year podcast, so we'll have you like discuss the games you played and kind of if you got a ranking. I don't know how many games you finished for 2020.
I followed your thing. The whole.
Oh, you got it all. You got all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. I told you. Yeah, I
thought you just had your Game of the Year. I didn't know.
No. Listen. I got you covered. Okay. I saw you put out a list. I say most disappointing game, number 5, biggest surprise, best music. I got all that shit. I got you.
Cool. Go ahead.
That man here to his list.
We gotta get the clap.
Change him.
You get 1 minute to talk about any game.
Listen.
I'm kidding.
Right. So, do you want me to? Okay. So do you want me just to?
We only did that last year, the year before, because there's like 9 of us. It felt like 7 of us, I think. But just go through the list and let us know, and we'll comment if we got something to say about the game, and maybe if we forgot to mention something from last week, T and I can bring up some stuff.
Okay. So I'll start from the bottom where you put like most disappointing game, and I'll go from that.
Game or announcement.
Yeah, game or announcement. It's a game for me. It's a game that actually is a 2023 game that I just didn't have as much fun with it, and it's an anime game, so I should have known this was going to happen to me. And I streamed it too, so my anger is visibly shown in a whole playthrough. It's One Piece Odyssey. It came out back in January, I think, of last year.
Yeah, I saw some of your streams. I'm like, why is he playing this game? What?
So here's to give context. I love One Piece. One Piece is like one of my favorite animes. Okay, and I'm glad it's been going through like a weird boom leap recently, where everyone's talking about it. It had a float in the parade. I was like, oh, let's go. Oh, look, a new game. All right, let's get into it. RPG bet. Fuck. This is so slow and boring. What the fuck? Everything fucking drags. They made one part of the game unnecessarily long. The platforming's fucking stiff. You can switch characters, but you never want to because only one of them's good to traverse with, and he's still mediocre as fuck. Oh, why did they do this to my favorite IP, you piece of shit?
Well, they released an Avatar: The Last Airbender game last year too.
Luffy D.
I saw like 10 seconds of gameplay. I was like, nah, I'm skipping that one.
Listen, I haven't touched a One Piece game in like years. I was like, come on, you know what? We'll get back into it. Nah, we ain't doing that.
It did visually it looked decent. Like,
oh no, it looks fine. And then they patched it later because Steam it kind of ran like shit until they patched it.
Hey, One Piece!
Oh wow, he gonna clap me to oblivion. So I think after that,
what was the actual name of it?
One Piece Odyssey.
Odyssey. That was
disappointment, right?
That was my disappointment. So we'll get to number 5. I'm gonna do this that way. So number 5 for me is Fire Emblem Engaged. That I had to go back and remind myself that game came out only because I played so much other shit. I played a lot of old stuff this year, but I still think I've had more of a fun time with Fire Emblem Engaged than I did with like Three Houses. I don't hate Three Houses. Three Houses just didn't hold me the way Engaged does. And I don't even think Engaged is like the reason why it's so low is because Engaged isn't like my favorite of the Fire Emblems. I think it's better than Three Houses, but that doesn't say a lot.
I didn't hear much from that game. I know I'm not like tuned into that.
No, I would say
I didn't see much about that game.
It got good scores, and that was it.
It's kind of I low-key think of it as a fan service Fire Emblem game because the whole spirits of previous Fire Emblem characters. You get like Lynn and Hector and like all these other well-known like Fire Emblem characters fusing with your current party members.
Yeah.
It
felt very Path of Radiance to me, so I thought I'd.
Oh no, it is. It is. It has its moments. I think I got to them later chapters. I was like, all right, we're going. Okay, this is what game we playing. But I had an overall fun time with it. I had to go back and look up for biggest / best surprise because I wasn't. I was like, it has to be a game announcement, but I couldn't think of anything. And then I went back and looked at the February Direct, ironically enough. Oh, shit. I remembered that was the first time I got my Xenoblade DLC tease. And I saw Adult Rex and Adult Shulk, and I was like, let's go. And then I played the shit out of that DLC. It was that DLC
in reference to the last game you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, we fuck with the cosplay. People make fun of that hairstyle. I don't give a fuck,
looks
bro.
Good on her. I don't know about in the game.
I don't know. If you play as the female avatar, she looks cute. I'm about it. I can respect it. It's very anime-esque and it works for cosplay. So
You have contacts like red and blue.
Yeah, red and blue.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, if you're born that way, you're a demon.
I couldn't tell that she had contacts. Like at first, I was like,
I kind of feel like cosplaying has. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it has slowed down a bit in popularity. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
Yeah,
because there's less.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
I know people still dress up, but as far as like, I guess because of COVID, there wasn't as many like group events where you see everybody dress.
Well, yeah,
up.
of course.
There are so many fucking conventions every year, and people cosplay their asses off all year long.
All of them are some big, some super small.
I forgot she did a.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it Uni from Xenoblade Chronicles 3?
Yeah, Uni.
Forgot she did that.
Yeah.
Not bad.
She's not my favorite. She's not my favorite Xenoblade cosplayer. That goes to Cat. Cat is my favorite Xenoblade cosplayer.
I think I used to follow Cat.
You still should.
Uni, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Uni.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I like that. I'm full with that. But yeah, Cat's still my go-to.
I used to follow Cat, and I don't know why I stopped.
Because apparently you found a better body type for yourself, and that's fine. You're wrong. You're wrong, but it's fine.
All right, so best surprise was
the Xenoblade 3
Yep.
DLC, because that, man, once I got to, because I didn't beat Xenoblade 3 until like January of last year, and I got to see that ending, and then I saw the ending, and then I went over, I'm like, wait a minute, my boy,
I still ain't beat that shit. I still ain't beat it.
Come on, bro. They got my man Rex looking like a whole Chad, dog.
I will this early in the year. So go ahead. Sorry,
actually, part of the reason why I'm glad I skipped the podcast because I was able to beat another 2023 game before.
Hey,
I did this. Okay, so that's biggest surprise. The number 4 is probably Mario RPG. Mario RPG has been a fun as experience. That game has a fuck ton of charm. I think that game barely feels. The only part about it that feels dated is I kind of feel like the ending sneaks up on you, which kind of bums me out a little bit. It's
very short, isn't it?
Like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I'm enjoying the game, and it's like, oh, you're at the end of the game, right? I'm like, fuck, really? Damn it. All right, fine, whatever, bro. But I had a lot of fun with that. That is a very charming game. That absolutely deserves the praise it got back then, and even now. There's not a lot else you can say. I had a lot of fucking fun with it. It was cool, and then I especially enjoy Mario. That's almost one of my favorite versions of Mario as a character. He is so. That man is on violence. That man chooses violence. That man was ready to punch a child for no reason. Like, man, fuck this kid, dog. I'm like, you know what? That child, bro. Oh, Jesus. So then we got what? Best music and sound design. I'm gonna be real with you. I struggled with this one for a little bit. Because we had some good contenders. I'm gonna be real. Ooh, even the game I beat had a really good. That ending soundtrack fucked with me. I was conflicted, but I felt like it was only right for this game to get this particular praise from me because I enjoyed the shit out of it as well. Give it a Hi-Fi Rush, man. That soundtrack for Hi-Fi Rush is it. And then
well, you didn't play Sonic, so
no, you already knew it wasn't gonna be no Sonic game.
Probably would have been if you played it.
No, it would either if I bought the Pokemon DLC, it probably would have been that. But that's a whole.
Is your pick? Okay.
Huh?
Hi-Fi Rush is your pick?
Music.
Yeah, for best music. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was my number
absolutely.
2.
I do want to give a shout out to Tears of the Kingdom for sound design because it's not sound design isn't just like the quality and the usage of surround like the decision on some of the sound effects in that game were just like very pleasant. Like when you go into shrines, like the music, the sound effects for all that stuff, very pleasant sounding game. Not, I was a little disappointed in the reuse of a lot of the music. But it has a really, really pleasant sound to it. Like no super annoying, repetitive. Like what was it? Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Which one had like the just really generic footstep sound, like low quality footsteps? I think that was 2.
I think it was 2. I remember you complaining about that too.
There's it's just like it's very natural. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, very natural sounds and very pleasant sounds when you're like doing shrines.
I feel like this we had to dig at Xenoblade 2 for no good reason, bro.
I know it came out of nowhere. Wow.
That stood out to me. It could have been X too, honestly.
It could have been.
But
so
anyway. I'm back in. By the way, I'm back in.
Are you?
I'm 6 out of 11 memories now, and I only had one. Apparently, I thought I had more, but I only had one memory, and now I have 6 or 7. And I'm back in and taking in the story. So
it's a good story. I mean, you could. I accept anyone who says they wish it wasn't randomly out of in order, which I don't really mind that in certain situations. Like in movies, it can work. And in Breath of the Wild, I thought it was fine. But I do agree. I wouldn't be mad at somebody who wanted them in a certain order, no matter which way how you found the glyphs.
Right.
The story to unfold in order. But I don't know. I still kind of like the out of order stuff too. But I will say, Retro Death, I think it was him and I had he made a claim, and I looked at it. There's only Ganon only appears in 4 or 5 of the glyphs. I think there's only 2 of the glyphs that he appears in.
Yeah.
You see him in other cutscenes. There's other cutscenes outside of the memories. The glyphs.
His voice acting, his English voice actor is terrible.
He's good in some parts. And not as
Wow.
good in others.
Wow, that's reckless, man.
Terrible.
That's
You
Matthew
remember in the trailer?
Mercier,
You remember
bro.
I took shit for saying that he sounded like laughably bad in that first trailer where they.
Y'all disrespectful. That's crazy.
They're like, that's Mercer. Arr. So I didn't like it.
He didn't fit. He doesn't fit
That's
Ganon.
crazy to
There's
me.
some
dog.
moments where he's good, but I think overall, he's I give him like a
that's
C plus,
I,
B minus.
I'm specifically thinking of I'll just say the Molduga Unleash
Mhm.
memory where he, and I'm like, ooh, I'm like, you don't sound very menacing to me.
No,
Oh god.
his design, though,
Man.
the design of every whoever mentioned that last week, we didn't even talk about Ganon's design. It's freaking perfect. I think.
Yeah, I love his design. Oh, that's definitely
That's a hard
Yeah.
look, man. That's a
That's good
hard
stuff.
look.
That
Ooh.
samurai, he looks like
that's
a,
samurai shit,
Yes,
bro.
sir. I
thick-
was like, which is funny because he's an unruly bastard. So
it's like
look,
thick,
Yeah.
stocky, like it just fits with like a perfect with like a samurai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works well for him.
Good God. So
Sorry.
number 3 is Mario Wonder. I fucking
Is that
Oh,
where you
fun with
had
that
it,
game.
T? 3? I had it 4.
No, Mario Wonder was 2 for me.
Okay.
Right?
Was it? Did
Yeah.
somebody else have it at 3? Retro, I think. Retro had it.
Tears of the
It was-
Kingdom was 3.
Okay.
It was hard for me. I'll be real with you. Number 1 through 3 are interchangeable for me. I struggled a lot because I like all 3 of these games a lot. I think Mario Wonder. Part of it's my Daisy bias, but I actually just genuinely think it's a really fun game. I think it looked really fucking good. It sounded great. Hey Robert, hey man, what you got on your desk there, bro? What you got on your desk there, bro?
The original. The original.
Hey, sorry, hey, look, it's been a while.
The
since I got one more.
wrong console, though.
Not the rehydrated version.
No, that's fine. You can play. You play the original, and you have just as good of an experience, except for one level. But we don't talk about that
That's
level.
the original.
Not on
just got the remake.
Xbox. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, no,
The original,
Oh,
yeah, the
that's
original
not the
came out.
original
for
Xbox.
GameCube or
That's
something?
right.
Yeah.
That was
Well, I
GameCube
again, I got an original Xbox because
Yeah,
most of the multi-platforms from that era, I'm probably just gonna get on Xbox. It's cheaper than GameCube, and it technically is better on Xbox.
And does it play
So-
on Series X?
I don't think this one does. I don't think this one does. I doubt it.
really? No, that's a shame. Well, but you got the rehydrated one. That's probably why they're like, man, you just buy the
I
new
think-
one.
It may have a better resolution option. That's probably it, and that might be wrong. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I was like, because I bought.
No,
I
it
played the
definitely has a
GameCube
better. I know.
version.
I looked it up. I know it has a better resolution, and hey, that's a positive, right? so I'm gonna play it on Xbox.
You got a chunky Xbox with the
Yeah.
What controller do you have? Do you have the big thick
That's
one?
no the skinnier one. The skinnier
Is
one.
it
That's how I
crazy to
played,
you that somebody has an Xbox?
That's how I
I
played.
didn't know he
original?
I didn't know he had the original Xbox.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, that's how I played San Andreas and also
Really?
and also Project Snowblind for the
I
back
still
on
have
both of
my
those games.
original Xbox.
It's so weird to me because I'm so used to everyone talking about I played GT on the PlayStation 2 because I played the shit out of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I played it on Xbox.
I own it for PS2, but it makes no sense today to play it on the PS2. Like,
No,
if I
that's
could
great.
just-
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I started it on PS2, but I hate that fucking controller. I hated
Yeah,
that
it's not a good
controller.
controller.
And it's
The
just like,
Xbox version, you could rip your own music from CDs, and that would play
Mm.
during Grand Theft Auto. You pick a station, and it play all the music from your.
That was so
I didn't
that's some
I didn't know
that's
that.
some shit. That's
Oh,
some shit to
man.
be jealous about.
That would have been
Motherfucker.
awesome to drive around in San
Yeah,
Andreas like that.
I
What
mean,
the hell?
that's how.
oh, you didn't. You just say you didn't know that?
No,
Fuck.
it didn't say anything.
Yeah, but that wasn't.
You,
Listen,
you
listen. If I
have to
didn't,
have CDs. You have to rip them to your Xbox hard drive.
The
and
hard
then-
drive, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Huh?
well, damn.
Yeah.
That's.
I
pretty
can't
I
speak
didn't
for
know that.
San Andreas. I know Vice City and 3 has. it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
the
well,
The
well,
Wii,
now I
the
know
death
for
chips.
Vice City. I'm gonna do that for Vice City when I play that one of these days. So
That's a
I'll
good.
try to
That's a
remember that.
cool thing you can do. I didn't know that
Yeah,
either. That's
I'll remember
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
That's
That was
crazy.
the first system with a hard drive, so there's a couple cool things that you just
Even
I
the
guess
Wii,
that
let
would
you,
make
Well,
sense.
even the Wii
the
let you do that for
Xbox,
certain games.
2 games.
the Xbox that I bought, I only bought that. I have a video on it. To my
I think it's
unboxing
3.
my original. I had a video on that, and it was and I bought it, and the guy like changed the hard drive or whatever, and it's like some crazy huge hard drive, and it's got actually a bunch of like saves on there that not like actual ROMs right there, but just like saves that I guess he left over for himself. And it's like, damn, this guy played a lot of games. I looked at like, this guy was
I
a
do
genuine
have an
gamer. He
extra.
played a
I
lot
have
of
a
games.
terabyte lying around. I wonder. I should look into that. Not that I'll ever
Yeah.
play.
Mine's modded. Mine has
yeah?
fucking MAME and fucking everything on that thing.
Really?
So, arcade, yeah.
Yeah,
And
no, I mean, like again, I only bought that because because I knew I wanted to play. I knew there was going to be games that I wanted to play on that system that wouldn't be backwards compatible,
Mhm.
and I was like, well, you know what? Get an original Xbox, and
Chronicles of
and I,
Riddick.
Yeah, that's a good
because
one.
I was gonna get the I was gonna play Project Snowblind, so I was like, all right, well that'll be the first game, and I'll pick it up. And I knew I was gonna play San Andreas like only a few months later, so
I give you a list if you want a list with the OG Xbox. That's a great console. That's a
oh no,
great
Is
so
there a
console.
I
mod?
already got
Is
a
there
decent
like
amount. I got a decent amount now, but like yeah, I got a bunch of wish lists of
Is there an
stuff that I
easy
want.
plug and play HDMI option for that, where you can like plug in a device into the digital out and it converts to HDMI? I wonder, because the GameCube has that now. If you have a digital,
Maybe. Well, I mean, I bought a specific thing for the retro consoles. It's called Retro Tink, which you probably know how to T.
Yeah, the retro
but
tank.
because I had component cables.
It's just
that-
like $500, bro. You bought that? That
Yep.
shit is
Damn.
good for you,
Look,
man.
it's an investment. You got to think about it. Think about it.
it
T,
is.
like
I know it's an
an
investment.
investment, but also think about it. Like I'm literally starting from scratch all these consoles, so
Right,
like I have
right.
generations of games to play for this.
That's
with
true.
That thing.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what I
gonna get your use out of it for
I'm
sure.
100.
So.
Yeah, 100%. I've used it multiple times already for multiple games, so it's like I'm only gonna use it more
That's
and
some
more.
hardcore shit,
Did
though.
the
Retro
original
tank.
Xbox have an optical out? I'm trying to remember. I feel like it did
I actually
because it
don't
was
know.
DVD.
I don't think it has optical out.
Because that was big
don't
back in the day.
Think so.
That was
Mine is right over there. I
everything
don't
to
feel
me.
like pulling it out. Actually, let me do it. Let me go get it. Fuck it.
No, look at you. Go reach into the void and grab it. He always
Mine's
fucking.
somewhere. I think
He always does this shit.
I'm just
Well, hey, if you
excited
don't
to
want
take
your
over.
on your Xbox game, you can always
Take-
send it to me. It's all right. It's all right, Jason.
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah, I say if you don't want your Xbox games, if you don't need them, you can always send them to me. It's all
What
right.
the fuck?
I'll take them
I
off
don't
your
have
hands.
that many, but
Why did my
I
camera
got
turn
Far
off?
Cry
I have
Instincts.
Project Gotham Racing on it.
I got Project Gotham Racing 2, maybe 3. I got Devil May Cry 4 sealed, never opened.
Really?
Yeah, my
It's a pretty
camera
good
turned
game.
off.
I'm not gonna
Component.
bullshit you.
So it doesn't look
I
like
think-
there's an optical out, but
I think DMC five. I
there
mean,
is an
DMC three is
Xbox
better.
HDMI adapter.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's an
This motherfucker.
It's so weird that thing is big as fuck. It's
Xbox
like 3
to
ports on the
HDMI
back. That's
converter,
ridiculous.
$24.99. You plug it in the digital out of your Xbox and it converts to HDMI.
It has like 3 ports on
No,
the
well
back.
that's the
but
thing.
it's
I
fucking
had
huge.
so juice. I bought like HDMI converter for a lot of those things, like a cheaper one at some point, and then when you get the retro tank, it is a genuine upgrade. Like
Yeah.
it's if you look into videos on that, like it's
Well, I had
the options that you got on that shit it's insane. There's so much.
I had the licensed monster cables, and those were fucking expensive. I think I sold them for like $200.
I had for
and
the GameCube.
you had the GameCube ones, yeah, I
sold
remember that.
270, 280.
And I was like, I don't really.
Yeah.
I looked at the difference between like my HDMI kind of converter, and I looked at. I was like, it's not really that much difference. It looks almost the same.
Yeah.
Here, if you want to pay $200 for these, have at them, boss.
Yeah, for $25, I think even if it's not like an improvement. I mean, the Xbox was capable of 1080i and 720p.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm curious how TVs upscale it. But anyway, let's get back to Terrell. He's going through his game of the year. He's Mario.
Yeah,
Wonder.
I heard that. I guess I missed. He said something. I'll listen back on it.
No, I'll tell you. So number 5 is Fire Emblem Engage. Number 4 is Mario RPG, and then number 3 is Mario Wonder.
Okay.
That's all Nintendo.
What a fraud! No Spider-Man 2. No
It's
Spider-Man 2.
almost like I played on my Switch a lot. Damn, guys.
10-year-old.
I will like.
Um,
I can't find the right words to like just. I played 20 hours of Wonder. I 100%ed it. It's not like I was like, oh, this is the worst game ever. It just wasn't like. I wasn't like, oh my god, I can't wait to get home and play Wonder. I'm so
It
looking
didn't
forward to
grip
Wonder.
you
Like,
to the point of that, but obviously you still really enjoyed it. I mean, like you said, like you still really enjoyed
it's
it.
just I'm
but-
not gonna not 100% it, considering I bought the game. I want to get my money's worth out of it.
Right.
Damn, so not because you enjoyed it,
It
because
was, and some levels were really.
He felt like it was an
some stuff
obligation,
was
man.
really fun,
Yeah.
and I liked the challenge of the final levels, even though it went from like, man, this game's too easy to like, this is dumb hard, this one. But there wasn't a lot of middle ground. Anyway,
I have a Mario related story with Wonder that kind of it's funny, but it pisses me off. So my nephew has become weirdly obsessed with Mario, even though he's only 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
To the point where like I've called my sister and he's in the back like watching Mario gameplay. And I'm like, I'm like, did you buy him a game system yet? He's like, no. So I'm like, so he's just watching Mario stuff on YouTube. Yes. I said, well, fuck it. I got Wonder. We're going. I'm just like, bring him over here. He comes over. I have Wonder playing. I'm thinking I'm gonna be real with you. I started indoctrinating him. I pull out the controller. I'm like, hey man, this is how you press the buttons there. Dog, do you want to know the funniest shit to me? He doesn't care for Wonder. You know what he cares for? 3D World.
See, I was gonna say, does he care for the 2D ones or the 3D ones? It seemed like a young kid would
It's specifically 3D World.
3D World.
If I put 3D World on the screen, he's absolutely engaged. You put Wonder on,
I don't care about this.
Well,
I'm like, what the fuck?
That's the best
You gotta
ones.
show him. Well,
I'm like-
how old is he?
3.
Well, let
Can't
him.
even
You
hold the
know,
controller properly.
you gotta.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
He might care for Galaxy, and then
I'm starting to
no way he's gonna like Galaxy.
No. I'm trying to figure out is his interest in Mario
He
or
might like-
specifically 3D World?
3D World is more. Galaxy's more like 3D World
He
than
might
to
like
Odyssey.
looking at
you know?
Galaxy, but to play that's pretty.
Yeah,
Once you get
that'd be a little-
upside
that'd be a
down and
little
you're
much
going
for
the
him.
wrong way, if you press
Yeah.
one way, it goes the other way. Like that.
Well, again, it
trip
depends
up.
on how old he is. Depending on how old he is. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
give it a couple more years. Give it a couple
He's
more
still-
years.
Don't worry, the
Like,
indoctrination will continue. Don't worry. I haven't given him Sonic yet. I'm
I
trying to be.
witnessed Galaxy turning a couple people off because when the Wii was popular, it was
Really?
like, oh, you got to play this new Mario game. As soon as they went upside down and couldn't figure out
Oh,
which way Mario was going to
his
go,
head
they were out.
exploded.
Are these
Yeah,
people
they're
from
done.
like the 60s
Oh.
who don't understand how gravity works?
Well,
That's
we got
probably
three-
that's the only
That's what-
complaint I have about the game is some of the upside down stuff gets really wonky with the
I'm
controls.
That's why we got 3D World.
Well, I would, the thing is, I've played that game to death. I've mastered every single Galaxy. That doesn't even come to my mind that like that type
Because
of thing.
if
So
you
I've never,
let's say you're
yeah.
holding left, and
Yeah, no,
you
but
get
I
upside
realize
down,
like I
you'll
that's
still
something I
run
would
right. But
do.
if you let up and press left, then
Exactly,
Mario
yeah.
runs back the other way. It's a.
yeah, I
don't
feel
know
like
what-
that makes sense though. That makes sense.
I don't know what
though,
the
I feel like
solution would be, but it always I've seen it trip people up and they gave up. My buddy bought the game and he gave up on it over something like that. So I was just saying to a 3-year-old, that one's probably going to be a little too much for him.
Well,
I mean,
It's too, it might not be casual enough.
To a
For some
3-year-old,
people,
everything's
that's a
gonna
little.
be
I'm gonna experiment within this next couple years and be like, hey, and just start throwing things at him because I'm curious. I'm curious if he's just engaged with like the music, the visuals, or what. Like it's something about 3D World that
has a
just
unique
draws his
look.
attention.
I mean,
Well,
there's
I
no
think
other
it's like
game.
I think it's he's watching it like a show, right? He's watching it like a show, so that's
Yeah,
his
he is.
favorite show. You know what I'm saying? He loves those levels. He loves like in the end of the day, like the Let's Plays and stuff are his show. So like you're watching part 1 through 15 of a Let's Play. That's his season of a show. You know what I'm saying? That he's watching.
weird
That's what he
part-
likes to rewatch.
I think
So
the weird
you
part
gotta kind
is
of think of it that way. Like if you're showing him Wonder, it's a different show. It's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I got you. The
This
weird
show
part
sucks.
The weird part I thought is that he's not watching like people. He's not watching Let's Players.
Just gameplay.
He's just watching straight gameplay of
Yeah,
Mario.
no, of course, but I'm sure it's a part 1, part 2, part like
Yeah,
a whole-
it
a
is,
whole-
yeah,
a whole-
it
It
is,
could be
it
all
is.
one video with a.
It could be a
No,
long
it's-
play.
I
Yeah, it could be
think-
one long play for sure.
My sister's like half engaged, so she's just flipping through it. I'm like, you gotta like enjoy it with him, damn it! Like, what the fuck?
Has he seen the movie?
No, and no, I don't know if he's even had the patience to sit through a movie yet. He's
Well, again, yeah. I mean, 3 years old. I'm
Could
trying to
still
think.
put it
3 years.
on.
I mean, 3 years old. is So damn young.
man, yeah,
like,
but that would imply my
really-
sister had it. I don't think my sister has it.
It's on.
Like I don't think I even watched Jurassic Park. Well, I definitely did. I was more like I was in kindergarten.
Well, to me, it'd
which
just be
means I was
noise,
5
Yeah,
years
when I
old.
was
That's like
3,
2 years.
that's my first memory. When I was 3, very first memory.
Jurassic
I mean,
Park.
he-
No,
I-
when I was 3. That's
Oh.
the first memory I have. I was 3 years old.
You young enough, don't you, bro?
I don't remember a single thing
You.
before a certain memory when I was 3.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think me too. My first memory is like when I was 3. So you start to remember stuff a little bit, but like I know, like, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I did a video on that a while ago too. It was like how games are so hard as a kid, you know, and I feel like when you're like that young, the first, you know, even Mario Galaxy when I was like 8, I still struggled with it, you know, and so like it took me a while to really get the grasp of a lot of gaming stuff, and I don't know, 3 years old, yeah, like I mean, I remember playing like Spider-Man 2, or this was I was a little bit older than that, but like we never actually progressed in anything. We would just like roam around and do bullshit, you know. It's kind of tough when you're like 3 years old.
Oh
You
yeah,
really start off with like
What's
you know what's
Retro
simple to
saying that
understand?
3D
I
World
actually
doesn't
think.
have? Is
Wait,
Retro
what?
Are you saying 3D World's
Sports.
in atmosphere is worse than Wonder or
And
better?
retro takes,
I don't know if
man.
he's
Just
saying it's
move on.
better or worse.
Wait. Let
It's
me go read. Let me see.
incomparable. That doesn't mean
It's incomparable to Wonder.
to him. I think
I
that's
Wait.
a
actually don't know.
negative, but that's just
Yeah,
they're
I
two
don't know if
different
he's.
games. They're two completely different games. Like I don't
Yeah, I
even.
don't know if the atmosphere in
World
3D
has great
World is
atmosphere.
absolutely.
Just
I don't-
like
When
Sunshine.
you say
and the rest,
when
the
you're
rest
saying
of
it's
the 3D Mario.
incomparable, like
They're just completely
yeah,
different atmospheres. Like they're not going for anything close together.
No,
yeah, it's just a
better.
different
He
vibe.
said better. He said it's better.
So he's saying 3D World is better than Wonder.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they're just.
It's in. What's incomparable is Sunshine to all the other 3D Mario games.
Oh wow, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
All right. What was the best looking Switch game of 2023?
So the Switch game, ironically enough, I was caught. It's weird because I actually was caught between Zelda and Mario for me. They're
RPG?
both no Wonder. I love I like the way Wonder looks. I jump a lot between these two. I think objectively, I think because Wonder was new.
Wonder's clean.
Zelda's-
I mean, it's a more visually clean.
Yeah, I think I ended up going with Wonder for the Switch game because I just think my problem with Zelda is it's essentially it barely looks any different than like its original, so it's kind of hard to be like.
Don't let Retro hear you say that.
Richard F has seen everything. It's
But Breath of the Wild didn't have the depths. It doesn't have the depths or the sky.
Listen. I'm not saying Tears of the
Therefore,
Kingdom.
it sucks ass.
I'm not saying Tears of the Kingdom doesn't look good. I'm just saying
that's
Wonder
awesome.
to me gave me an entirely new visual style versus Tears of the Kingdom, which is just more of an expansion on like a pre-existing style.
You know
So
what?
for me, Switch game was Wonder.
I was
Well,
thinking
not as an
Wonder, but
expansion. It just literally continued. Well, yeah, I guess expansion. Literally just it's a sequel, so it just
and
continues.
going
with
back
the
and
art style.
forth between the two, Tears of the Kingdom definitely hitting a higher resolution. Text is a little bit smaller and sharper.
Yeah.
It's not like any other settings are like noticeably different, but when you're in the sky and in the clouds and the sun, I mean, yeah, that's you can't replicate that in Breath of the Wild. So you can't compare like the actual technical visual differences.
Yeah, it's just hard
artistic difference. You know, some moments look stunning, others. When I was like, I don't remember, a couple months ago, I was like, you know, I'm gonna play an hour of Breath of the Wild. I'm just gonna get on my horse and go from Hateno Village to wherever I set. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna boot up Tears of the Kingdom, get on my horse, go the same place from Hateno Village to the same place, not fast travel, not go, just be on the ground. And other than some landmark differences, like where, you know, obviously the land changed here and there, some things were moved, you know, really, it felt like I was playing the same game, to be honest, from a visual standpoint. But anyway, Mario, definitely the backgrounds are stunning, the animation, the character models are stunning. The one thing, because I had to come up with to break the tie, I had to come up with something. It's the actual ground blocks of Wonder that, in comparison to everything else, are pretty. I don't know what the word is. Generic, bland. They don't really stand out.
I would agree with that.
That's where I think it looks a little New Super Mario Brothers when it comes to the ground, the actual, you know.
Right.
They didn't do much with the foreground, background stuff as I was hoping. So I just like, what's going to be the tiebreaker? I say that's going to be the.
I'm surprised you didn't just say, yeah, the elephant looks disgusting, and I don't want to see that anymore.
Especially on the female.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We're not doing this.
I just hate
Well, I tell you what though, the thing with the Peach one and stuff compared to
They got,
Mario
like,
one
the
is like they
undergarment.
don't even remind me of like Peach and stuff really, to be honest with you. Like
And they
there's just something
It's
like
just it's just the color. It's just the
yeah, it's
color
color.
schemes.
But it's like I don't really see Peach in that. I see Mario.
I
Yeah,
think that's intentional because if you did personalize it, uh,
but they do
maybe.
personalize. They're supposed to they literally personalize for every single character.
I mean, if it was more personalized, what I should have said.
And
If it was
It's
another
like
like,
Mario. I
issue.
mean, like Mario just looks like yeah. I guess that's Mario the elephant.
I guess it's not Mario.
What
You
is
know,
this
it looks like
elephant? It's y'all some weirdos.
And honestly,
What
What
happened?
is this elephant hate?
I think it's
No,
I
I
think it's
like the
one of the
elephant
worst
person. I like the
power-ups.
elephant person. But I'm just saying, as in
Juice seems weirdly hatred,
I
like
don't
very
think- I don't
angry
really
towards
see it.
this game. I think
There's
that's
so many
reflected.
way worse useless power-ups in Mario games. Like,
Yeah,
come
the
on.
bubble was probably as bad.
No, I like the
No,
bubble. What the
no,
fuck?
cool,
I
man.
like
I
the
like the
bubble,
What's the other-
especially once I found out you could platform off of it. It was pretty cool. Shit.
I would say that the penguin one in Wii was pretty lame. I mean, it looked
Oh
cool.
man, I like the
And you
penguin
could-
suit.
and you
man.
could
Dude.
I'm
control on ice,
indifferent.
at least it had a good
hate it.
function.
I
Can
don't
you? I
love
mean,
it.
for Wii, like when they first introduced it, they had more levels
I like
based
the
around the
propeller.
penguin suit.
I actually like the propeller.
I like the
power-up.
propeller too. Yeah, just shape.
They had some really cool like meta games play stuff you could do. Anyway,
I think you also had a non-Switch visual thing.
Did you? I know you
Mhm,
played
yeah.
Resident Evil 4.
What is that? What is that?
So I was
for you?
conflicted because Resident Evil 4, I like visually looks good, but I wasn't. I don't know. I think I was really more about animations this year because I really T's probably gonna be happy it's here again. I gave it the high five again. I
Okay.
really like the way that game looks. Dog.
Yeah, I think
I
RE4
can
looks
see it.
muddy
I
at
totally can
times.
see it.
I think it looks kind of bland.
That's
and
why I
muddy.
wasn't a big. That's why I didn't want to put it because I was like, it's not bad looking. It's not like whoa. The problem is this is what the third remake we've gotten in like the last 5-6 years. It's not bad. It's just not.
Well, they're
like
just
my
going
cover.
for like a dingy little
Yeah.
village and everything. There's
Yeah, like it's
mud everywhere. There's not like a lot of color, so it was just more of a design.
I like Hi-Fi just got me with the animation, the cell shadedness. I love the bouncing of everything. Everything is on beat. I fucking love that shit. That's like the best aesthetic for a rhythm game. If I can get if everything moves and functions on beat. Cool. Number 2 is the game I beat before today. Well, I beat it Saturday, which is Tears of the Kingdom. That's my number 2. I'm gonna be real with you.
Up that deuce. Ugh.
No. Here's the thing. I didn't think it was gonna be this high. Oh my lord! Oh my god! Y'all ain't shit.
We had to, man. We had to.
Yeah,
fine.
hey man, you
Fine,
were
fine.
alive. We had to do it.
No,
That's the
no,
point.
it's fine. So I'm gonna say this. I think if you would ask me when I first started it, it probably wouldn't have been this high. It probably would have been like, I don't know, it would have been on the list. That late game, when I hit the 5th dungeon and started like doing all the shit for that, and even the trek to get down to Ganon, and then the fucking
Crazy.
just the fight itself and the way it ends, and then I got to the part where you get the Master Sword and you get to see the story about how I'm like, all right, the end game is pretty hard. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. The end game hits really good. I'm like, all right, you didn't have a bad beginning, you had an okay beginning, and you got better by the end of it. I'm not mad at you. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, that
Would it make me change my score or mind about the game?
I think
You
I
think
predicted it.
think the
more.
end game's gonna make me change my mind?
Maybe not like a night and day difference,
Well,
but somewhat.
you're I forget, where are you at, T, like dungeon wise? Like how many dungeons have you done?
3.
So you still need to do what?
My last dungeon is the sand.
Oh,
Gerudo.
Gerudo, yeah.
So you haven't gotten Riju's ability yet.
No.
And then you do the 5th Riju's dungeon I had a lot of fun with.
5th dungeon?
Yeah, the 5th dungeon.
that to me felt like
The
about
5th
a
dungeon
10-hour quest from start to finish.
So here's my thing. The 5th dungeon is one of those things where I was like, and you know what? I'm mad that I didn't recognize what the 5th dungeon is and who that person is correlating it to is. and then the ability you get after you get the dungeon. I like the dungeon itself. I don't want to go into detail obviously because he hasn't done it. I want him to experience it without, because I didn't know anything about it going into it. I just knew I got to the point where I went up to the castle and then it triggered the whole thing, and then it's like, well, maybe there's a fifth sage, and I'm like, oh shit, and so I go find it, and I'm like, and it's a puzzle in itself just to go find it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good.
Well, the fact is, there's only 5 sages is annoying the shit out of me as an Ocarina of Time guy. It's just.
There needs to be 3 more or 7.
But
Yeah,
the
right.
fucking the
There's
only thing
7.
apparently the only thing I missed is I didn't get the secret cutscene, because apparently you have to explore a certain amount, and I guess didn't do that. I didn't really kick in exploring until the latter end of the game, which is kind of a shame. But once again, it seemed like I hit my stride with the game probably in the last 10, 20 hours, I want to say. Everything just started to click, and I just started getting invested.
I mean, that's a long time to get invested. 20 hours. That's a pretty good chunk of time.
I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
I thought you were like, yeah, I'm gonna go beat that game tonight, and I'm like, wait, did you get the?
Yeah,
fifth
that's
sage?
why.
No,
Yeah,
you're not gonna
well,
beat
because again,
it.
like it's like yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, actually, no, there's no way you'd be able to beat.
That was
it.
like a 10 hour. That was a 10
yeah,
hour. I talked to somebody, or somebody commented they missed all that. They were just up in the sky in the storm, and they just pushed their way through without being able to see shit, and fucking somehow got through that. And
That's crazy.
That's one of my favorite things about that trek. Is like, because I feel like I cheesed part of it, and I'm like, that's cool. That's cool that I can cheese it, and I have to do a specific thing to get up here. It felt like it was kind of organic how you can get up there, and I was like, this is cool.
That's
and
what you
the
like.
problem is, I finally got up there, and the reason for going up there was super underwhelming. That was the problem.
I mean,
I would keep climbing up vertically, and I keep forgetting about ascend, and I would do everything other than ascend, and I made it
bro,
so
I was
hard.
abusing the fuck out of ascend.
Well, you're supposed to
climb up.
vertical.
I didn't even have ascend yet.
For some reason, I don't know.
I didn't. It's weird because I've heard like, oh, you did things out of order, and you were supposed to do like Retro talked about getting the 5th sage stuff before he even did the first dungeon. I'm like,
yeah, that shit was crazy to me.
I didn't know. I didn't think this shit unlocked.
Dude probably spent 100 hours in the depths before doing anything else.
But what
he goes and he did some stuff, and then it was cool because they have dialogue specifically. They already done certain stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's so
yeah,
good.
like for example, I think they expect you to get the Master Sword after you get the Sage. But
yes.
I got the Master Sword
before. I guess before. No, right before.
This man said the 5th sage was his second one.
That's crazy to me. That's so crazy to me.
He probably just found in the depths and probably did none of all the cool stuff that tied to it up in the.
No, he definitely did do stuff. I remember he.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Can you wander? Can you wander across it without doing the other things?
I don't know what happens. Oh, I did come across that area before. It doesn't.
You guys are trying really hard not to spoil this.
Well, because it's
so funny.
I discovered it in the
yeah,
depths.
My bad.
Did you do the thing before you did that thing that made you do that one
right.
thing?
You have to start the quest because I was in that area before in the depths, and I'm like, oh, this was from the trailer. How do I activate this thing? And it just didn't trigger anything. And then when
you have to trigger the quest before you do it.
So Rich said you can't go via the diff. So he went like other way.
Oh my god! The point is, it's a great game. I enjoyed it a lot. The end game very much boosted it a lot for me. And I love the fuck out of that game fight. That game fight was great.
Incredible.
I gotta dodge spoiler stuff again, but
it's a hoodie 12 feet tall.
I got the Master Sword. I believe I had the Master Sword, and then Retro and Jace clocked it. Said the most vague thing about their mind being blown about something, and I was like, and I just stopped and thought, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about, but for some reason, as soon as I saw that, something clicked in my head, and I had figured out something related to the Master Sword.
Dude, the Master Sword, the whole Master Sword reveal for me.
Did you get the Master Sword?
Incredible.
Have I gotten it yet?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, you would have known.
You don't know where it's
No. You would have known if T got the Master Sword. That's not That was one of those things where
Well,
when I got
Yeah, you guys already said it was some big cool thing. So
when I got to it, I didn't know the context. So when I
I
got
got the
to
Master
it,
Sword without knowing the other stuff, and it just kind
so
of.
I didn't get the context, and then I saw the scene. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was in the middle of getting the glyphs.
Yeah,
and one of the glyphs puts you kind of near where it's supposed to be. And
because the Master Sword is one of the damn glyphs. I mean, I don't think that's a
So I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yo!" It's funny because if you don't get the Master Sword in the dungeon to go through to get to Ganon, they actually show you the story still. There's like these hieroglyphs on the fucking wall that shows that, and I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking cool." So if you don't get the Master Sword, you'll still understand the premise.
And that was one of my contentions, is that the Master Sword getting better be fucking phenomenal, because it's one of the most annoying things to me about this game is that, oh, we're doing the whole Master Sword thing again. And it's like,
dude, they do every Zelda game does the Master Sword. Like,
but but this is a direct sequel, my friend. So this is a direct sequel. So we already went through a trial. You already went through a trial to get the Master Sword.
No, I think you'll enjoy.
Yeah, once you it's a different approach for this one. It's really
like I was surprised.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting pushback
they didn't have
for
to
it.
do anything. You could have just had it, but the way they did it, it makes
it also it was just I just think it was a cool ass moment.
I thought it was cool in the beginning. You had the Master Sword, and it was just all decrepit and short, like it'd been dissolved by.
I just had a good experience with that. That sequence was great. I think the next thing is
I can guess your number one then.
You probably can. Best non-20. You could probably guess my fucking best non-2023 game that I beat.
Ring?
Yeah, it's for you fucker. You fucker. He's like, "Hey man, I got a present for you in January." Took me 6 months, you piece of shit.
Hey.
I lost so much time.
You made it harder on yourself. You played
I absolutely did.
Where you could have.
But I fucking won though, god damn it. That was an experience.
Terrell's like, nah, I don't want a shield. I'm just gonna go two-handed, the big slow weapon, and I'm just gonna make it work.
Hey man, I made it work though. I made it motherfucking work. Hey, I'm not mad, dog. That's a hell of an experience. I very much appreciate that experience. So what is that? You've recommended me how many games? I'm trying to think what the score is of how many.
Have you played Immortals? I don't even remember. Have you played Immortals?
No, I'm not. That's in my
you might as well just skip.
I'll get
to the Xbox versions.
Look.
Is it on there for free? Is it on Game Pass, I think?
Well, he's got
Immortals?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
It's it's a lot better.
Listen. Juice recommends a lot of shit. Okay, I've gotten through a decent chunk. No, it was more than that.
No.
You were the reason why I played. What was it? Horizon and God of War.
I wasn't to tell you to play
Horizon. You didn't know Horizon. I think was a recommendation. I don't think God of War.
You just started playing both games.
No, that was after you though.
I would never tell you to play Horizon. I didn't think that would be a game you would like at all.
The best thing about it is the combat. I will still. I think
one of your followers or Twitch guys talked to you, because I was surprised you started playing it. To be honest.
No, that was my reason for playing was partially
because T talked it up. I gave it a second chance, and
I talked it up too.
I think the best part of it is the main gameplay. That's what sells.
The combat is what's the best.
My biggest problem. It's the only game I think I was super disengaged with the story. That was like the only problem I had.
In my opinion, the second one fixes a lot of the. It's like, as far as like side quests, encounters, like they actually put some effort into like the voice actors and the lip sync and the animations. I mean, you might not care for the story, but at least it's not like laughably bad when you're talking to like a side character.
Yeah, I never had much problem with the. I mean, obviously that is an issue in the game, the voice acting in the
first game. It felt like they just had some members of the dev team do some of the voice acting.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. It was like it seemed like Dev Tim. Damn, Tim Tims. It was Tim Tims. No, it was Dev Team members that were definitely like, "Hey, come in, man. I need a voice for this guy." That kind of thing. I actually like that. I think that's some cool shit. I like that kind of stuff.
So,
but
want to talk? I interrupt. What is Elden Ring. What did you like about it? What didn't you know?
It seems like ever since I started with this slow trek into the Soulsborne games, the fucking get your ass whooped and suffer until you get good and you finally fucking win. There's been a certain appeal that's come from it. Elden Ring, weirdly enough, even though Bloodborne is the more horror focused one, Elden Ring scares the shit out of me like all the fucking time. Like it's just a game that makes you just trek slowly in it. And part of me hates that anxiety, but I also get like a kick out of it.
Well, it was funny watching you run from enemies. And it's like, you're like, oh, nope, and I'm like, dude, I fought, like, everything I saw move I killed. That's what I told you, except for when you encounter like
that's what I said. I listen, I respect that's your method about it. My mind wasn't as strong as yours. I am willing to admit that shit, okay? It took me a minute to gain some confidence because you get to the Caelid and everything fucking like two-shots you, and I'm like, nah, let me strategically my way through this bitch, because Caelid was literally the area I was like, this is the second area of the game? Fuck y'all, this is ridiculous.
Technically, it's the third, but you can go to it.
Oh no, you're right.
Quick.
You're right.
And
you're right.
By the first dragon fight in the swamp, there's a you open a chest and it transports you to a cave in Caelid, and it's like the hardest. It has those praying mantis like dudes who shoot the projectiles at you, and it's 2 shots you're dead. And there's 3 of them, and you can't block, from all sides. And
I don't know. The way I always view Caelid as a weird difficulty spike, because that's how it feels to me sometimes. I'm like, bro, why is everything in this area so hard?
I thought Elden Ring was the best open world of all time.
Oh my lord, we're not doing that.
I tried to go to this castle. There was a force field. This game's garbage. It's like, Retro, there's a puzzle. There's a world puzzle to solve.
Listen. We can't keep doing this against Retro. This is wild. Listen.
It wants you to have something to overcome. It's like you literally, the solution is in the town that you're in.
It has a fuck ton of cool lore, a lot of hard and interesting bosses. It really will make me throw. It's the closest I've come to throwing a controller. I've never wanted to throw a controller. But good God, I think I squeezed the shit out of that Xbox controller because I was like, but we powered through that shit. It was an experience, and I already know they want me to go back and fight Melina and all this other shit. I told myself I need a break. That game stressed me out. I played the game for 6 months. You gotta leave me alone for that
New Game
one.
Plus, I just got to, I forget what it's called, the yellow grassy area with the big castle. Forget what it's called, but I did Caelid. I did a lot of stuff in the Caelid area. I did through the swamp area, did the academy and all that, and so probably like 40%, I would say. But my least favorite area, the most difficult area, was the stupid. I don't know which way you went, but I took like this. There's like a different path to the area where Melania is, and there's like these vine structures, and there's these frickin' giant ants, which you might have seen ants in other places.
Yeah, I was ants.
And
these I didn't take your ride.
Puffy things, and it was just like death for like days. And I was so mad.
Hey, what's up, bro? Suffer and die.
But anyway, what's your number one Hi-Fi Rush or something?
Yeah, it's Hi-Fi Rush.
Really?
I had a lot of fun with that. I had a weird amount of fun with that. I just didn't expect to like it as much, especially because when I started the game,
amount of fun.
You know why? Because I don't play rhythm games like that, dude. Like I think this is like the first rhythm game I've played in like over a decade, probably. I can't think of a rhythm game I've played. Really? I don't play rhythm games, so I was surprised. I know my problem is that combat made me like, man, fuck this. We about to throw hands.
That means I'll probably love it because I love rhythm games. So
it's a lot of fun. Has a lot of charm. I love the aesthetics. I like the moves you get with your friends and
what
shit.
What are you talking about?
Hi-Fi Rush.
That's what I thought. I thought Robert played it. He was defending the shit out of it one day.
What? No. I didn't know. I don't know what we're talking. No, I haven't played it yet.
I call it the Dreamcast game. You almost going to rip my head off.
I remember
You
he was
this
mad
thing?
because we were saying why it was
Well,
$40.
I know we were talking about how it was like a lesser title because of what it was.
Oh,
That was like
Oh,
our
because of the
big
kind of
debate.
game it was.
That
Yeah.
was
on the
our big
retro death
debate.
moment there, defending the game you ain't played. Oh,
That's fine. Look, I can still
I'm not
defend.
talking about you. I'm talking about retro.
It's not a
Oh, no,
lesser
because I think
title.
they-
It's like doesn't mean it's like bad or can't
It's
be
not-
good. It's
it-
just
yeah,
like a
it's not.
smaller tier title that like
But I mean, hey, from what a lot of
stealth
people say about it,
launch.
it sounds like it's like Xbox's best title.
For me, personally,
it's the
it's
free
my
title.
favorite.
And so I would argue you should put it on the pedestal of their higher tier titles. But
No.
No.
I think,
We were arguing that they weren't doing that shit. That was the
yeah, I
argument.
would
That
say
they weren't
Xbox
putting it on
wasn't
the
doing that.
pedestal.
Yeah, Xbox wasn't.
No, but if we gotta go back because
They shadow dropped their shit. It still didn't have a fucking physical copy. They weren't putting it on the pedestal.
Budget
They
price,
shadow dropped that game.
Shadow dropped. It
Yeah, I
just,
remember
you
it was
could
like,
tell
it's 30
to them
bucks.
where they were
Yeah.
where they felt it was. You know, maybe
But
that
then-
was
but
wrong.
then
Though.
maybe-
I'm not saying
but
that was
then-
right. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it seemed like that's how they viewed it.
They undershot it, and the
Yeah.
game
The
the game
definitely
deserved
undercut it.
more. That's the way I looked at
It
it. The game
deserved
deserved
more,
more
exactly.
love than what it got
It doesn't
from
mean
its
it's
own
not
company.
a great game. Couldn't be
Oh,
a
no, the
to
game
do. It
is-
just
the
means
game
how
is good and-
Microsoft viewed it and how it like at that point you had it was an unknown game that just come out of nowhere versus the games people were expected or hyped for
Yeah.
after some
Right.
disappointments. It was just like that's probably not the game. The timing was probably bad for
Yeah.
that to come out.
They treated that shit like Pentiment. And nothing against Pentiment, but that's the game you do like that, not Hi-Fi Rush and shit.
I don't know why they thought that game wasn't more than what it is, because it's way better than what I think they
And
thought
maybe
it was.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where people who's in charge of marketing or
Actually, I think
decisions
that
for
was-
how to release games.
That was the Xbox game that won the most awards, if I remember correctly, as well.
Oh,
'Cause I think
Well, I mean,
it's
they
the one
fired.
that-
Oh.
it's the one that also got the most nominations. It's gonna.
I think it fucking deserved it.
more nominations
Absolutely.
and more awards. Yes.
No, listen. My point is, I very much
It
deserves.
just
the
got more.
accolades
It got more.
gets.
It got more credit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it got more. Like hey, like.
Yeah, no.
more
It
praise.
absolutely
I think.
deserves the credit and love it got. It's a great game that came out, no bugs, no glitches, just a fucking wonderful product that was just a fun play. The only thing about it I don't like is that I can't tell when levels end sometimes. There are like chunks in the game where you're just going through a level, it'll stop and give you a grade, and then the game starts back in the middle of the level. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Are we just the game feels like it's like I'm gonna do this and we're just gonna break it at this point. And I'm like, fine,
Man.
I guess. I'm not mad at it. It's just okay.
You block Muhammad in his fucking chat in here, fucking.
I don't know if
is in
Terrell's
here,
seen, he's-
in here
Is
capping for
Palworld some
fucking
is Palworld an
Palworld.
Xbox game or something? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
it's only on Xbox when it comes to consoles.
As far as
Right
consoles, it's
now.
only on Xbox and then it's on
You
Steam.
in here capping for Power. You ain't playing that shit.
Is it
You ain't
free to
playing
play?
that ticky winky ass shit.
No, it's free on Xbox because it's in Game Pass.
Get out of here.
But,
Yeah.
but on Steam, it's
still
like
on Game Pass.
$30, I think.
you
It's 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30.
It's
30.
you
funny.
black out here trying to take credit for a game that ain't your game.
It is. That's like, I mean, I don't know the
It's
deal.
barely their game. That little Pokemon rip off bullshit.
I don't know the deal or like in the who
I
made
just-
it and all that, but isn't it
It's-
timed exclusive? Is it like one of their
It's
studios?
early
we don't-
access right
It
now.
might be time.
We
But
don't
they were
know.
talking about they're gonna make. They want to eventually make it for other platforms or something. But I'm sure they probably have some deal with Microsoft.
I was curious.
Yeah, it's probably a time
I'm just trying to
exclusive,
figure out
but
Muhammad's just championing this game. He
and
probably
he's
wouldn't
not,
play
he's
it.
doing the
Champion.
championship because it's selling well, and Pokemon
But the
fans are
sales-
But he
mad.
wouldn't
That's
play
the only
it.
reason
sales are-
if
but
he
here's
ain't
the
playing
thing.
this shit.
He would never
But here's the
play it
thing.
if it was on Xbox.
The sales are on
or it
Steam
wasn't on
because-
Xbox.
Right, the sales are on Steam.
Because
And-
it's Game Pass, so you don't get sales off of Game
It
Pass.
is currently at the top of Game Pass charts.
No,
as
man,
well.
I'm just
People
saying
playing
that as far as the money they've made is
Well, it might be. Is
Right.
it on the top of paid? Is it on top of the paid apps for Xbox too? Maybe.
you can't buy it.
How many
I think
how many
You
people
can buy it.
You
Of
can
course
buy
you
it.
can buy it. What you
You can
mean?
buy it.
No, I mean on Xbox 10. You buy it straight on
Yeah,
Xbox store.
yeah, you can buy it
everything on
discounted.
Xbox.
Game Pass.
This is the problem with Game Pass. If people don't know, motherfuckers
You don't know
buy
you can
on
buy
Xbox.
shit. And you got this shit. What the hell going on
So
here?
You know what the problem is? Because you have Game Pass. Why you buying this shit? That's my question.
Because I
Why
don't got
not?
Game Pass, bro. You gonna buy me Game Pass? I don't
That's
even
if you. I'm saying
Because
if you
when
have Game Pass.
here's why. Because when you no longer have Game Pass, all them games are gone. So
Why
buy
would
this
you-
shit at a discount.
But see, here's
That's
the
why
better
you buy it.
question. Why
There you
would you
go.
get rid of Game Pass ever?
Well, here's
There's reason to
here's
get
a
rid of
better
Game Pass.
question. How many people do you think would be playing that game if they didn't rip off Pokemon? If it was just
That's
that
what I'm
game
saying,
without
like,
Pokemon?
here's the thing. I asked that question. Here's the thing. I asked that question. The problem is we'll never know.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
would love to say, hey, this game came out, killed everything, had nothing to do with
Be
Pokemon. But I
50,000
can't say
people
that.
playing it, in my
I'm
mind.
playing it, and the appeal for me is there's Pokemon characters flying around.
Well,
that's kind of the appeal for me.
Oh,
So
That's my thing is like a lot. I've seen people. That's my problem with Powers is the reaction to it. Is people keep saying, "Oh, this is what people want for Pokemon." Like you guys
It's
want
not.
a different
You
genre.
want a survival
Like,
game?
you're a
Like,
liar.
nobody wants
understand.
a survival
Like,
game for Pokemon.
Bro, a more mature type. I'm like, what?
That's
But
not
sure.
what this is. You know what? You know,
mature.
look,
Bro, I'm like,
the three
I'm like, at the end of
games-
the day, it's
the
a
three
different
games that
genre. Like,
Power
why do you want a
is-
survival game? I don't know.
Power World is
Right.
3 games. It's fucking Minecraft, Fortnite, and Pokemon.
That's
That's what it
Pokemon,
is.
that's it.
No. It's
Yeah,
Ark Survival.
it's Ark-
It's Ark
well,
Survival.
survival.
Okay, fine. All right,
Fortnite
fine.
and Pokemon.
Fortnite and Pokemon, right?
All right,
So
fine,
it is.
fine.
It is wholly.
I get it.
It is wholly unoriginal. Like there's not one drop of originality into it. What makes it original is that it puts all these things together pretty well.
Agreed.
That's what makes it
Agreed.
original.
And
Agreed.
apparently, and look, I've heard what I've heard from a lot of people is that they like you said, they combine it very well, and it's a good made, well packaged.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah.
big thing is like I don't like when people are saying, "Oh, this is what Pokemon should be." I'm like, you don't want
Like-
a Pokemon game? Like I don't understand. Like what are you talking about? Like you
visually,
want
or
a
they mean
survival game?
gameplay-wise? What do they mean?
I think they mean both.
I
They
mean,
mean both.
gameplay wise, they said they're talking about. Oh well, you could,
You can give your Pokemon an AK-47.
survival and crafting.
Yeah,
like
Pokemon
but that's
fans
not-
don't
that's
want
not
this in
Pokemon.
Pokemon. That's not
No,
what they
I
want.
agree.
You want a
As a
survival
Pokemon fan,
game?
I have no interest in this shit. It doesn't do.
Maybe you could get. Maybe you could. Maybe you
I'm
could
not
get
mad
a
at it.
spin-off.
The way I looked at it is, I'm not mad at it's a success, but this
No,
is not what I want
no.
for a Pokemon title at all.
Yeah.
Like,
But
at
my
all.
big thing is like if they were to make a Pokemon game like Power World, then they would be copying off Power World.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
at the end of the day,
I'm mad at the success because you got bots coming here acting like they got something to do with the success. You ain't got shit to do with it. You got nothing. You got nothing to do with the success. Stop it.
They're
Just
only
stop.
doing this. They're
Visually,
doing this.
Stop capping for Power
They're doing
World.
this to
Stop
throw.
it.
They're doing this to throw shade. And to
It
be
looks
fair,
like
That's
Immortals,
it.
to be
That's the
honest.
only-
Visually, it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
it looks
rip
like
off
remember it's
Immortals.
also like I said, it's also early access, so it's not even done. That's the other thing.
It's some, you're
You're
it's got
buying
issues.
you're essentially buying a beta, low key. Is what
Like
you're
this
doing.
looks straight out of Immortals, of a clip I'm watching. Like
Immortals?
I mean, look, I understand the appeal. I've had
Not
I've
this
had
area,
conversations.
but
Well, I get the
area
appeal
was
too.
watching.
more like again more like Fortnite because Fortnite you could also you could build like the thing that people were like running up and building shit and it's like
So you're
very much
gathering
like that.
resources, you can build, you can destroy. Like
Survival game. It's a survival
it's
game. That's what
nothing
it
like
is. You're-
Pokemon. I don't. If it doesn't have,
that's
like,
what I'm
No,
saying.
no, no.
honestly,
It has
The
some
monsters
Pokemon
are
in
the
it,
main
though.
reason why it's coming up.
You can
catch
capture
them?
monsters, and yeah, you can catch. Did you use a fucking orb to throw at them to catch them? Like,
Yeah.
it totally rips it,
So if
right?
they got
So
rid of that part, it looks like a Fortnite rip-off
It's all
survival
survival.
game.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
what it's a survival genre game. It's
So
a
I
little
would
part of the survival
take
genre.
at least 30% of the people playing
Yeah.
it away if it didn't have the Pokemon in it.
yeah,
Oh,
it-
No, I would
it's
agree with
not.
that.
There's a percentage. There's definitely a percentage of people that
My other problem is that
even
it-
care about this game because of the Pokemon link. That's why it got a
Well,
lot of
it's literally
attention
my
based
problem
on that.
is-
with guns.
my
You know,
problem is
people
that
like
people are doing
Right.
that low hanging fruit where it's like where they're using the game as a vehicle to just shit on Pokemon. And listen, as a
Right, it's the
Pokemon
lame-
fan, there is enough on Pokemon to shit on it that has nothing to do with this game.
Exactly.
But
There's
we're
a ton of
doing it
shit.
because it's easy and it's an easy
Right.
comparison. But
Low-hanging
then I
fruit,
look
like
at
you said.
but then I look at some of these Pokemon, I mean these Power World pals, and I'm like, these designs are pretty much like some of them, not all of them, but there are
Yeah,
some
yeah,
that you're just like,
A lot of them are so
yeah,
close, bro.
There's a lot
It's
of
come on.
not
very, very
okay for someone to see a game rip off characters from another game. It's not okay to point that out, according to somebody in the
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
there.
Who in the,
Well,
who in the
Oh, you
fuck?
just can't
that
play
person
it.
in
So
the chat,
you're
that person
crying.
in the chat ain't played the shit and capping like a motherfucker.
My big thing also
He just Team Xbox. That's some Team Xbox bullshit. That's what that shit is.
That
I don't
is
have
some
none of
Team
that.
Xbox
I don't have
bullshit.
none of that in here. None of it. Show
That's
me
the
your
shit.
character. Let me see where your level at. What you doing in the game? I want to see. Bring that shit.
Listen,
I'm
like
pretty
I
early
said,
myself, so.
I'm fine with like people enjoying the game and having wonderful experiences with it, but people need to stop acting like all of a sudden they're like, well, this is really what fucking Pokemon
Yeah,
needed to be.
Yeah, that's
what I'm
not.
saying.
That's what
I'm
stemmed
saying,
all of it.
And I'm
well,
like,
I think the
so
big
now
thing is
you've
that-
muddied the
Oh.
success of the game by being
Robert
petty
keeps getting
towards
cut
it.
off.
Oh, my bad.
No,
Sorry.
because I'm just saying. I think this just also shows that people want Pokemon characters in something that's not a turn-based RPG. Is what they really is. They just want.
Right.
They just don't want to. They don't want to play these turn-based. Because I saw this one person saying. I saw this one thing where they're like, oh, Pokemon Legends Arceus was cool, but the combat is really whack and weak and it's really slow paced. I'm like, it's a turn-based RPG, and it's like and they're saying the combat in Power World, which is shooting and
This is
hitting,
Fortnite, from
it's
what
like
I've seen.
it's like, and I'm like, well, but that's not. It's a completely different genre. I mean,
What
you're
you should-
shooting
what-
compared
yeah,
to a turn-based
what you should
RPG.
do, what you should do, or Nintendo, or maybe what was it, Game Freak?
Yeah,
Just make
Game
a
Freak.
game. Make a game. Call it Palo, and have a guy in an armored suit. A guy. He's just in an armored suit with a gun. He has a visored helmet on. And he shoots things in space. And that's that's fair game, right? The gameplay can be totally different. You can make it a fucking, I don't know, you make it a turn-based RPG if you want, but have Palo call the guy I don't know, Master Queef, and then
Wow.
it's all fair. It's all fair game, right? That's the amount. That's the kind of stuff you're dealing with here. When they know it, everybody knows why all these people are jumping on this game initially. Now, when you get in there, you realize, oh, this is not really Pokemon, other than the fact that, yeah, you can collect monsters, you can battle them, and all that kind of stuff. But once you get past that, the game is,
The catching looks
60%
pretty
different,
lame, too.
70%.
Like the catching.
Yeah,
mechanic.
it's not that cool or a big part of the game at all.
No, they're already talking about making cards, by the way.
That's stupid.
So
Yeah,
Just
don't
even
go.
though
See, don't do that.
even though we don't
Yeah,
need to rational explain it, it's like it started with the see Nintendo fans look at what this small indie team did and this billion-dollar company couldn't do, and it's like, okay, from a visual standpoint maybe, but from like that started it. From what I saw, that started everything, and then people were like, wait a minute, this is ripping off Pokemon. Like these are almost carbon copies of certain Pokemon.
Yeah, I wish they hadn't done that. I wish do that, because I think the game still would have been popular.
That's partially what's selling it, though.
Yeah.
Well, also,
Let
I
the
don't
game
like
stand on its own 2 feet instead of.
I don't like how there are people like, well, let's be for real. It's not like Nintendo owns sheep and adorable little sheep. I'm like, come on, bro. They
That's
like
ultimate
really?
cap.
No. Here's my thing. We have
Really?
Yu-Gi-Oh. We have Digimon. We have so many other
Tim?
creatures.
You got Tim?
We have a bunch of other creature-based series that don't
look
use
like
the.
it.
They don't look exactly like it.
They don't look like Pokemon, right? Like, come on.
For those in the chat, y'all know that fucking Anubis character looks like fucking Lucario just recolored. It's just recolored Lucario, and I'm just like, bro,
you don't have to put effort into showing that these guys look like Pokemon. It's immediate. It's right there.
When they
it's
revealed
immediate.
it.
You don't have to go into fucking character polygons and all that. You don't got to do that. I mean, they're doing that and it's crazy, but you don't got to do all that. You can look at the fucking cover page for the game. It looks like a bunch of goddamn
Watch
Pokemon.
a live reaction to the first reveal. And they're like, what is this, Pokemon? I forget who it was. It was Good Vibe Gaming.
To me, that hurts the game. The game could be. I don't want to have to think about. Oh, this looks just like Pokemon while I'm playing the game. Because to me, it takes away from the game. But
the main thing is that it was. The problem is that it was. Oh, sorry, Sandstorm. Go ahead.
What's up, Sandstorm?
What up?
The biggest Pokemon
Hey, man.
Yo,
Captain.
yeah, like you said, I think it's just a fuel inducer to bring out the
Fuck is
craziness,
this?
I got
New
this
Pokemon game?
I got this post, and I think it's so funny, man, because it has nothing to do with Pal World. So they were talking about the whole Bloomberg and new console. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so this person put, "This is why Pal World wins. They already made an OLED, but they're backtracking to LCD. Technology is supposed to advance forward, not backwards, just like Pokemon games." What does that have to do with me?
Alright.
And again, this goes back to the video I made about rumors are just facts now. That is just a rumor, folks. By the way,
Yeah, it is.
Every time people hear a rumor, it's a fact now. That's how far we've come with this rumor shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just facts now. It's crazy.
So
It's
here's
crazy.
I'm just pulled up a random live reaction to Pal World. And I'm just gonna play the beginning. Let's see if the audio's.
Who is this?
The fuck is this?
Might get a
I know who
copyright
it is.
strike from
Pokemon
some
game?
Pokemon company.
It,
Okay, I
Pal
don't
World?
recognize it.
The fuck is
You're
this?
gonna get a copyright strike from
Quiet.
Game Freak.
sorry.
Pal World? The fuck is this? New Pokemon game?
Boom. Did he have to do
Yeah.
AI fucking
No,
You know what makes it worse? You know what makes it
plagiarism
worse?
checking? No.
You know what makes
He
it
said,
worse?
What is this,
The-
Pokemon? Immediate.
You know
That's
what
his
makes-
first reaction.
You know what
Yeah.
makes it worse? The name of the developer is Pocket Pair.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Here's
you're just
another
like-
developer doing
Well,
Pokemon better than
also
Pokemon.
they're also making a game that
Because
looks a lot
Pokemon
like
can't be
Hollow Knight.
bothered
Like,
to fucking
they're
evolve.
very much a company that
Wait,
does
what
this.
the
that
fuck?
But this
the
idiot,
last game,
this idiot goes on to say making Pokemon better than Pokemon. No, it's
yeah.
Why
Well,
is it better?
look up Juice. Look up Craftopia. Look up this game called Craftopia. This
Oh,
is the
yeah,
same
the-
Is
company.
it from the device? It's
Yeah,
like,
they make some
Trailer, look at
AI
the trailer, the
generated
trailer.
bullshit.
And look, do that first one. Do the very first
Yeah,
one.
'cause I think that was the
Tell
part
me
of
what
the
it reminds
conversation
you
we
of.
were
Tell me what it
having.
reminds you of. Tell me what it reminds you of.
Let me see.
Let's see. Let's see this game.
I hate that they're.
Oh,
Monster
well,
Hunter.
not this.
Oh wow, that's wild.
no,
Is
no.
that
Hold on.
just-
So, or well,
That's
this is
Assassin's
a
Creed.
different trailer, but a lot of it had to do with Breath of the Wild stuff in this
Oh,
game.
did it? that
Yeah,
was-
so well, one, look at the main character has like a tunic, the blue tunic, but then in the original trailer, I guess he's not this trailer.
Yeah, I was
but,
getting
he
Monster
goes-
Hunter. That does. look good.
They have the same Breath of the Wild
they-
shot where he runs up.
Well, they-
like,
Oh, I remember this. I remember you bringing
And
this
Yeah.
up
the
before.
music.
I was gonna say they continue that in Power World. You
Oh,
you
wow.
climb the way Link climbs. He has
That does
a
look a
stamina
little-
meter for that. You jump off
well,
the
that's
cliff.
clearly like
he has
a
a
like
he has a
look at-
sail
they're
claw.
trying to make it like a like
I don't know. I'm getting a lot
Yeah.
of vibes from this game. This game's ripping off a lot of things.
Well, yeah, that's what they do. The point is, that's what this company does. It's nothing new.
look at the
Oh wow,
It's
go
just
back.
a-
Go back.
Elvin, that
Go
looked
back.
terrible. That looked terrible. The elf is just gliding across the
This,
ground.
They
this
do
to
the
me
right
looks
thing.
like a Monster Hunter-ish.
They
Look
did
at
the
that.
bike thing
that's
from
the
Zelda.
motorcycle and that's the also the
Yeah.
glider.
That's
They
the
did the
Zelda right
motorcycle
there.
from Zelda.
They did the Kira slide.
Why
More
can't you
Pokemon
catch
stuff.
giraffes?
That's
Oh my gosh, Sonic Free Riders.
Sonic Free Riders.
got the.
Yeah, this shit
got the
looks like
flex.
Breath of the Wild.
Looks like a really low quality.
Oh my god, what am I looking at? This is...
Look at the.
Look.
Look at that. It's the exact
Wow.
copy of the Parasail.
Yeah, they have that in Power World too with Parasail.
Yeah, they
This
do.
is some stiff, janky looking shit though.
It does look pretty janky.
Well, it was early access, but yeah, I mean, but, yeah.
You think Muhammad or any of these other people out capping knew anything about this company
Yeah,
before?
why ain't you capping
Like,
for this
Now
game,
look up,
Muhammad?
look up,
Right.
look up
Come
Pocket
on,
Pair
come
Hollow Knight.
on.
Look up them Hollow Knight, and you're gonna see there's another game that they made that they're making that looks like Hollow Knight.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, why isn't Muhammad hyping up this game? I don't understand.
The problem is because
Hey, hold on, and Xbox actually I'm gonna say sponsored, but that was actually on Game Pass as well. That game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is fucking Hollow Knight. What the hell? That's a
Oh,
cute
there's a-
character design, though. I'll give them credit if that's not a copy of something. It's Hollow Knight. Like that's direct. Like
You see that atmosphere, like
this
the way
has
that
to
that
be-
is.
that aesthetic is
that's not
ridiculous.
just they copy the entire aesthetic and like design
The aesthetic, yeah,
with the green with the black silhouettes. Let me pause this.
with the blue and all that, you know.
Yeah, it very much looks
This
like
spot
just
right
Hollow
here.
Knight.
You could show
Yeah.
somebody a screenshot, blur out the two characters, and I guarantee you, anybody
People-
who's
people
played Hollow
guess
Knight would
Hollow
say
Knight?
that's
Oh.
Hollow
that's
Knight.
what this company does. They do.
Yeah,
It's like weird amalgamations.
yeah.
Right.
You know
And at
what's
the end of the
funny?
day, Power World is a fun game. I'm playing. It's pretty fun. I get the appeal, but let's not pretend
No,
That's what I'm
that it
saying.
didn't need
I
these other
understand it.
things.
Yeah.
I
But, like,
think
I
it's
don't like
funny
when people
though.
act like there's no inspiration for Pokemon. Like, come on, man. Really?
The
I
first
think it's
thing
funny though
Yeah.
because when they talk about it and they try to hype it up, they act like they're like, oh, Nintendo's in trouble now, and it's like, even if this sold as much as like the
It's
highest
not.
Pokemon
Yeah, they show the
game,
sales. It's
Like,
like,
No.
hold on.
Let me.
they would be
I've
like,
been-
why?
listen, I've broken this down because motherfuckers are crazy. So here's the thing: the highest on Pokemon game is like around 30 million, I think, 30 something million.
No, I think
you-
wasn't it more with red and yellow?
Red and Blue is the highest selling game, but it's like 30 something million, I think.
I'll tell you right now. I thought it was
Someone's like,
higher,
look what
but-
Nintendo should go on PC.
But the point I'm
'cause it did,
making
like,
is-
a million.
Do you know where Pokemon gets most of its money from? It's not even from the games; it's from fucking
Merch.
merchandise.
Merch.
It's merch.
Yeah,
It's 47 million, bro.
It's 47 million. Okay, all right, gotcha.
Even
But,
if they
like-
sold 48 million, it's like Pokemon is a whole franchise.
I
Like,
feel sorry.
why
for
would they get
Muhammad.
taken off of one game? Like that doesn't make any
Look
kind
at-
of sense.
I feel sorry for Muhammad's X timeline because that's
Right,
you're following
right.
some pathetic.
Yeah,
people.
that's sad.
You're following
that's
some
sad.
lame ass people. If that's
Stop
your
cap.
timeline.
You need to stop capping, bro. Stop capping.
You
Just
need to find
stop.
some new people to follow.
Not
What was
like
that other
this.
game called?
Not
Craft
like
what?
this.
Craftopia.
Craftopia.
Where was the Craftopia hype?
This company has done nothing original.
It just so happened that Power World did well, and motherfuckers use it.
Power
people
World
use
did it.
and they use it as a vehicle.
Yeah.
The fandom was like, see, Pokemon ain't shit, and I'm just like, bro, if your biggest praise for the game is how it does another franchise better, that means the game doesn't stand on its own 2 feet as a quality title. Like, talk about if you can't talk about Power World without mentioning Pokemon, then it didn't do a good enough job.
Unless they were just
Then
talking about.
everybody, right? Then everybody you get me talking about is right. If you can't talk about Power World without mentioning Pokemon, then what everybody is saying is correct.
Exactly.
So how long do you think this lasts?
Until Final Fantasy comes
no,
out.
it's got a base, man. It's got a base. This is
It's
gonna
got a
last
strong
long.
base. I think
Yeah,
it'll
it's
last a couple years.
Yeah.
And they got a roadmap. Maybe they evolved. Like Fortnite.
My question
was
is,
completely different.
all this hype,
they
this hype has been
started,
off of a couple of weeks. It's only been out for like what, 2 weeks? I want to say.
Oh, wait, so this is the one I
Not
wanted
the
to show you.
full
This-
version,
this
early
is hilarious.
access. Let's
Yeah,
keep it
yeah,
down.
Muhammad
you're
saying
right,
he
you're right.
played it all night. He said he played it all night.
Man,
Even if that's true, I don't care. Like,
I want your gamer's tag right now.
Look at
bro.
this. You see this?
oh, let me see.
I got it up.
Oh, crap.
This is the crap. This is the one.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Dude,
It
you
still
don't
looks like a
realize
poor
Look at
man's.
the whole. Like,
That's a poor
Zelda
man's
very
Zelda,
much
though.
popularized the shit out of that.
that's
Of course they realize. Of course.
I mean, clearly, like,
That
don't get me wrong.
does-
There's obviously other like worlds.
and the people who
stuff
made this trailer aren't, they're not confused by what they're doing. They know what they're
All right.
doing. Come on,
You
just
know what I'm
awesome,
talking
man.
about this stupid.
I'm tired of the disrespect. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm tired.
Like you
I'm
can
tired.
talk shit about Pokemon. Like the fucking last game came out, the shit broken, and they still haven't patched the fixes in it. Yes, Pokemon needs to evolve for a lot of people. Not everybody. A lot of people still 30 million copies sold. A lot of people still love the fucking game the way it is. I would say to those people, I would at least like the game to run well.
They need to,
and
they need the game.
Yeah,
to
like
come out.
I don't want to make it sound like that Pokemon doesn't deserve criticism. It absolutely
it
does.
does.
Both-
It certainly does.
The last two
if you
games
got-
came
but-
out unfinished. Facts. I mean,
But my issue is that if you can't give this new game praise without mentioning the game that you think it correlates to, it makes me question how good that actual new game is.
Yeah.
isn't
All of a sudden,
Muhammad the
Muhammad
guy who
likes
said he could?
shitty ass games.
He said he couldn't play a Mario game he would never
Right,
play a Mario game by himself.
right.
That's weird. Now he's
Oh,
playing
right.
Power World all night.
I'm
Come
telling
on,
you,
bro.
man,
Right.
the cap is ultimate around here.
Well, no, Power World, you gotta remember, man. Power World has guns, bro. Guns are mature.
My
Yeah.
God, the cap.
Oh
Oh, wait
my
a minute.
god.
That's like the dumbest shit.
The cap. I tell you, the cap, boy.
Next, he's gonna be
the cap
hyping up
is
that real-time
ultimate.
strategy PC only Game Pass game from the developer.
Right.
Direct.
You don't got to do this. You don't got to do this to bring up Xbox, make it big, make it look good. You don't got to do that. It's plenty of reasons you can talk about. Oh, this is why Xbox
Let's
is
talk
cool.
about,
It ain't Power World. Power World's not one of
Let's
them.
talk about how
not do this.
Hellblade 2 is digital only after Hi-Fi Rush was digital only, and
What the fuck was that about?
wait
Like,
for this game for 5 freaking years, and not even releasing a physical.
Hey man, 10%. They only 10% of Xbox sales are physical. They making a move.
Well, I think you know
I-
what.
They're
I
really
can't-
trying to push for
Specifically,
that,
it's because
huh?
a lot of their
I can't-
base, like the core fan base, are just on Game Pass, so they don't need.
They're on
to
Game
purchase
Pass
it.
anyway, so what? They ain't buying no physical
So,
games
you-
anyway. So
And
It's
that's,
it.
I
You know,
mean,
they pushing for it. They've been wanting to do it, and you know what? They won.
they'll get my
themselves.
$12 for a month if they count
And
that
this-
as a win.
yeah.
Then
Yeah.
this ain't Xbox's fault. This is happening in the industry whole. This is gonna happen. You know, I
Yeah,
think
but I
it's
guess
their
it
fault
irks
for
it.
how quick, how,
Well, the last,
how much
I mean,
sooner
other
it's
than, I
happening.
mean, like, look, at the end of the
for
day,
them.
though, Nintendo's makes up like most of theirs.
well, they
like,
don't see. I completely understand it. They don't see a reason to make physical games when only 10% of their fan base is even buying the shits. Like
That's because they
that-
kind of groom their fan base not to want
Okay,
to buy this
but,
shit, though.
but that's still the fact, right? That is still
Yeah.
the case.
Not only
That
aren't
was
they
their
buying
goal. That was
physical,
their
I'd be
goal.
curious if they
I
buy
don't like
digital.
it. I've been saying this shit for years. I don't like where we're going with physical, being, people, they're getting rid of it. Like I've been saying it for years. I knew it was coming and nothing shit I can do about it, but this is going to happen. This is always going to happen. They don't want to be in retail spaces. They don't want to pay that 20-30%, whatever they're paying, to put stuff on shelves. They don't want to pay. Like, I get it. I understand it. I hate it. But that's where
They
we're going.
definitely expedited the process though by, I mean, with the Game Pass being their strategy. I mean, that was just inevitable.
Okay, but is that bad because they expedite? They
It's
expedited.
bad in the sense that if you wanted a physical release,
It's bad
it's
for people
bad.
that like
They-
physical games, and
Okay, well, I like physical games. They expedited Ethernets and homes, and when it came to gaming as well. Like
Yeah,
this
but-
is something they do because they're looking to the future. I mean, and this is the future. We can all moan and complain. I know I can.
I don't think-
look around me. I definitely like physical games, right? You can see that, but
I don't
it's
think
going
the
to happen.
future is subscription based though, because that's already proven
well, that's a whole other
problematic.
topic.
That's proven problematic. I don't think, not only aren't people buying the physical, I don't think, just assuming, I mean, just going without any info, I feel like probably hardly any sales are happening for individual games if they're on Game Pass. Obviously, games that aren't probably still.
Let's say that that's true. I don't know. Here's my thing when people talk about that, is on the Xbox side especially. It's like, so like they want you in Game Pass. They see a viable business model in Game Pass. They want you in Game Pass. They don't care that you're not buying games. They want you in Game
I
Pass.
know,
That is their
I
main
wouldn't
thing.
say that.
So
That was their. I'm saying that's
No,
that's when I said they.
well, people say that
expedited
it's
the
negative, but it's like, oh, these Xbox I don't buy games. Well, they don't have to. They just can get Game Pass for their
Well,
first party stuff. And
I think what else Drew's saying is that the fact that it's like, we're thinking back to like 2016 and stuff, that they were like, how can we actually make money? It's like, well, let's think of another way. And that was their way of like, let's make money because our games don't sell like that to make the money. And that's probably what it is. And hey, like I said, they found the
Well,
driver.
they didn't
and
have any.
found,
They
like,
didn't have any.
biggest
Hold
solution.
on. They didn't have any fucking games in 2016. That was their problem.
Well,
They
no,
got-
but like even like their juggernaut like Halo 5 wasn't pushing.
Halo 5 was trash.
But
I mean,
their
it was-
games
yeah,
were
it was
like
not good.
But regardless, even if good or bad, I don't.
their best selling like games were like 3, 4, 5 million. For obviously Xbox One wasn't a huge success, but to me that's what started.
Well, their install base was fucking small. Obviously, they're trying to reach outside of consoles. That is their business strategy.
I know what they're trying to do. I'm just saying, as somebody who was looking forward to having Hellblade 2 sit next to my Hellblade physical copy on the shelf, I'm disappointed, and I'm going to pay $12 for 1 month.
Hey,
and play
you're
the
not
game.
the only one. I get it.
You never know. Hellblade 2 may come to
Yeah,
whatever's
they-
next for the Switch and come as a physical copy.
Or they might release it later. I mean, they did it with Psychonauts. There's even it's limited as shit, but even Starfield has physical copies. So, I mean, but clearly in the near future, they're moving beyond it. Like that's where the entire industry going. Do people still buy CDs? No.
Somehow they still make them though. I was
Yeah,
shocked.
they still make them.
I lost
still-
a bet on
people-
that one.
We went back to fucking vinyl even.
I didn't know CDs were still. I thought CDs were done, and I looked like 3 or 4
Nah.
recent albums. Like, they still sell CDs. Where do you buy them?
Yeah, man, there's still CDs.
But I mean, so
Yeah,
you got
Amazon.
companies like Limited Run. Well, I forget the other ones right now. There's other companies like
Spectrum
Limited
Reserve.
Run. Yeah, and so I think they'll always have a business model because there are always going to be people like us who will like our physical copies. We're not everything's not going to be physical, but I think Hellblade will be. They'll make some kind of deal with somebody, and Hellblade will be physical eventually. But I hate that it's eventually and not fucking day one when the fucking thing comes out. Right. So
Yeah, no.
but that's the wave of the future.
I mean,
the fucking internet ruins everything.
I don't think. I mean, Nintendo doesn't have any reason to go only digital
Not
unless,
yet,
unless
but-
stores just say, you know what, we're not going to stock your physical stuff.
But did you see
anymore."
their numbers? They're basically 50-50 right now. Where would they be in 10 years?
No, but not. I don't think for their first party, because like I mean, look at
I
like
don't
the
think that'll
their
ever
best
change.
selling like Tears of the Kingdom, right? You know, number 3 of the U.S. and that doesn't include digital. You know what I mean? Like it's only physical, and it's at that point where everyone else is included digital. They are only doing physical. They only give people like the physical numbers, which is always like 12 million, 15 million, 20 million, and so it's pretty crazy. Like, and that's
But
physical, that's not digital. You know, so that's why like
I'm
I
just
think-
saying on Switch, I saw the numbers were basically 50-50 digital versus physical. And you know, that's a huge number of people
for sure.
that
But
say, fuck it, we don't need.
I think first party wise, I'm sure it's a lot.
Oh,
Different.
and by the way, these games aren't getting smaller. Even on Nintendo's side, these games aren't getting smaller. It's going to become unreasonable for them to put them on carts, especially. What are they going to do
But
eventually?
then
Like
it's
these
also
carts
not
are
gonna fit
they've
on
already
the-
been super expensive.
I don't know. How big is the Tears of the Kingdom?
Tears of the
on a
Kingdom
16
was
gig card, I think.
16 gig cart, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they
like
may,
T's
they
saying,
may be able to last for a while. Well, Nintendo at least. They
So
may be
you
able
think
to-
with
Oh.
PS4 quality, basically games next gen, PS4,
yeah, they ain't
PS4
fit in
Pro.
the next Zelda game
ain't
on
fit in
Switch
the
2
next
ain't
Zelda on-
16 gigs. It's gonna be.
Well,
like
no.
25,
I'm
30.
not saying 16, but they still have carts all the way up to 60.
But yeah, the price though is gonna.
Yeah, for them, yeah, first party, maybe they'll hold on a little longer. But I mean, even for them, it's not like that cost doesn't affect them too. They still have to pay for that extra
Right.
cost.
But I'll
Right.
say though, also even for Sony
That's-
though, for first party when they had those numbers, there was only one game that was over 50% digital, which was MLB The Show. And like every first party was still over 50% was physical, and so I think it's really just Microsoft games that first party, and it's because you know we all know, like I said, the core fan base, you know, is on Game Pass.
In 2 years
Which
from
is
now,
understandable.
Sony's could be 20%. You know, it could happen
For sure,
fast.
it could be maybe with the
But-
newer thing with the whole detachable. People are gonna stop buying.
It's
discs and
almost
stuff.
like they don't have a digital only console. Oh wait, they do.
No, they,
It's happening
do.
for everybody.
No, I get it, but I was saying is like even I mean the numbers came out, you know, so
But
like
difference.
people still do buy physical for Sony.
Sony's
first party.
digital isn't doing is way below the disc version PS5, whereas the Series S is ahead of the Series X as far as install base.
Okay, but the numbers I saw was 70-30. It's mighty. You got some different numbers
For what?
for
what?
PlayStation.
No, but again, I'm talking about Sony first party, like third party. If you talk about everybody, yeah, I'm sure but like their first party. Remember, I saw when they, you know, the leaked documents. They the only one that was the over 50% was MLB The Show. Everything else was first party wise, still was over 50% physical over digital. So you
And,
know, at
like,
least Sony
There's
still
not
doing their
there's
thing.
there's not as many digital only PS5s in the world. There's the percentage is lower.
Okay, how many of the game is actually on that disc? How many of those physical so-called
Right,
physical
that part.
I mean,
games?
look,
How much of
that,
the game
I
is
don't know.
actually
Most
on
of
the
the
disc?
game,
buying
other than the
boxes, is what I'm
patch, is
saying.
on
People are
the
still buying
disc.
boxes. Is what I'm saying. You know,
The game is mostly on the disc, other than the patch.
I think we're guessing on this. I think we need to
No,
look
you
this
can
up.
see what
I don't
you
think
can see what installs.
no,
off
but
the
I
disc.
yeah, but I
That
guess,
is-
but that's
yeah,
that's
it
also a
says it.
different topic. I
That
feel.
doesn't mean that's what's on the
So
disc.
wait,
Because it's
But
simply
either way,
installed.
but we're not talking about. I'm just talking about in terms of sales. What people went and picked up a physical box is still 50%
Okay.
higher.
But just get back to
Well,
T's
but here's-
point. It tells you
but
how
the-
much is being installed off the disk versus what's being updated versus
But
through the internet.
here's the thing. Those people who buy those games, it's not like they're gonna be like, because all the videos I see is like, why are people so upset about physical or having physical media or not having physical media anymore? The writing is on the wall for everybody. I'm in the comments yelling at these people, being like, you guys are like out here or not capping, but you guys are out here championing not owning anything. Like that is a weird flex to me. It's like, why are you such in a hurry to have?
No, I agree.
I think a lot of it is just we want to protect our favorite company, so let's
Well,
Yeah, I'm
protect
surprised
whatever
Jay
they're
Big
doing.
says he's been all digital since 2011. Like, that's
A lot of
scary to
people
me.
have.
That's scary to me. Like,
Well, look, I mean, my
You see
stepdad been
Nintendo
been
YouTubers all the time say, I don't
for
even
who knows
have
how
physical
long.
games on my
I
Switch.
tried that on Wii U, and I tell you
I
what, it's
know.
the biggest regret I have.
I will.
Some of the greatest games I don't own physically, and I'm thinking of buying them on Switch just to have a physical,
Yeah.
like Tropical
My thing-
Freeze.
I don't mind digital games exist. I just mind that they're taking away the physical games. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yes.
that's the difference for me. Like, what's weird is like a lot of these physical or a lot of these digital only guys are like almost
Anti-physical.
like anti-physical. That's a weird flex to me. It's like I'm not
Yeah.
anti-digital. Why are you anti-physical? That's strange.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, why are you anti another what's it called? What's the word? Why am I forgetting?
Format.
Choice, another
Oh.
choice, like another
Speaking
option.
of physical, Kena Bridge of
Option.
Spirits on PS5 is. I was thinking I wanted to get a physical, and I see it's $26.99 right now. I might pick that up.
Hey,
Wait for what?
Which
Kena
one?
Bridge
Get
of
that-
Spirits.
that could be a collector's
Oh, yeah.
item Sunday.
Oh, actually, T. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It says 2022. 72% of console games sold in 2022 were digital.
82%,
What's it? 72.
72%. Right, that's what I.
Not
thought.
granted, I
No,
don't
like,
think,
yeah, no, like I said, overall, 100%.
actually Capcom specifically was like 80% of their game sales were digital.
Right.
That's interesting to me that Capcom, like a Japanese developer like that.
So
Well,
that's saying the majority of people are buying digital. To be
Majority
fair,
of people are buying-
to be fair,
I'm just saying Sony specifically first party titles, they're still gaining a lot of copies from people purchasing
no, they
them.
probably are.
I'm not disputing that, but what I'm saying is,
But the rest of the
The-
industry,
the
we know about that.
industry-
They're not really.
yeah,
The
if
industry is
things-
very much going in that direction.
right.
I mean,
And-
I
And
can't.
even
I'm being
Sony-
real.
clearly, I mean, Sony wants to go in that direction. Obviously, we know.
I'm not
that.
gonna
We
lie
get-
to you. I bought a
Of
lot
course,
of
everybody
digital.
does. You make more money.
Well, when I think
Yeah.
about it, I bought a lot of digital games this year. The only I have
I,
Mario
got-
Wonder.
I have a huge Steam account. I buy
have
tons
Mario-
of digital games.
I'm trying to think. I have Mario Wonders digital for me.
Really?
Tears.
Yeah,
Tears of the Kingdom is digital for me.
yeah. Tears Kingdom is
what?
digital for
Oh
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's right. The 10.
And
I
then-
refuse to pay $70 for that shit.
That's
I
right.
think
That's right.
is Mario RPG digital? I think Mario RPG is digital for me.
Jesus.
Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom are my digital games.
Yeah,
Oh, you got with the voucher.
The voucher, right?
I gotta make sure
Yeah.
this is
I
an
bought
actual
everything
physical with a disc game and not some box with a download code, though. You never know.
Yeah, I would double check that first before
Wait,
you.
can you?
It says platform for display. I don't. Oh,
Wait,
that just
wait,
means
wait,
that
for
just
what-
means
for
what
what,
picture it's showing.
Platform for
Team-
display.
On Amazon, it's saying platform for display, but it just changes the picture when you hover over
No, but
PS4.
I can tell you because I have it on PS5. It's a physical copy.
Okay, but I don't like it has the Game Awards on the front cover. Best indie game.
Oh,
Game
I don't
Awards.
have that. Maybe.
Really? They put that on there? That's crazy.
Jeff Q.
What's yours look like? Because this is a deluxe edition.
Oh well, it is a deluxe. Well, no, is it deluxe edition? Yeah, it has to be because it's the only version I think it's physical.
So you got
Maybe it does have
Stray,
that game
They got
logo on
Stray
it.
Physical,
Maybe it does.
Pathless, Spirits of the North. Oh,
Oh,
that's not what I
Pathless
thought.
is so good. People, go play that game.
Adding this to cart. I don't know, man. For Wii U. It just feels like I don't have those games. You know, I have them, but if that hard drive crashes and you can't access this
Yeah.
Wii shop at
Not
some
only
point.
that, but wasn't there some issue recently where if you weren't playing your Wii with your Wii U, like it basically you bricked it somehow because you.
Well, I saw that
It was telling you
but
better
that
turn it
was-
on regularly, or you might end up in a
No.
brick situation. with
Really?
it.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
that was over like it was something that was like overscaring people. There was something.
I'm
Yeah,
sure they
that's-
over.
What was it? You know what I'm talking about, but
Yeah,
like
they-
it wasn't as crazy as like I was like, oh my god, everyone's Ryu's gonna die because we don't play it. It's like, no, that wasn't the case.
Scarlet
I'm sure it's not
Nexus
as bad as
14.
that, but I would be worried eventually.
They got Scarlet Nexus physical for $14.
Good game, a little too long and repetitive though.
Scarlet Nexus. What
I
is
think
that?
Strays
That's,
$24.99. I think I might pick that up.
Yeah,
That's
get
the
out
one
of
with the
here.
psychic power.
I want to
Scarlet
show.
Nexus.
I want to see Muhammad. I want to see you playing this game. Give me that gamer tag so I can follow you.
You should play the
Prove to
pack.
me that you playing this tinky winky ass shit. That's what I want.
What was that?
Lord.
It was another PS5 game. It was like after the Pathless. It was kind of similar where you could kind of float around.
Solar Ash. That's the one
Solar
I know you always
Ash.
bring up that one.
War ass.
I always forget the name of it.
The Path is very fun though, because that's like it takes some inspiration, Breath of the Wild and stuff,
Oh,
and,
they don't have
and
Solar
that
Ash.
that
Oh
music
no, I'm
is
cold and freezing, so that means I have to build a
So
campfire.
what are we looking forward to in 2024?
Yeah, that was the topic we didn't talk about. Pal
man.
World.
This runs like ass.
I will do, baby.
Oh wait a minute.
Oh my god.
I'm looking forward to
Looking
the
forward to games
reveal
for sure.
of the Switch 2 is what I'm looking
Oh
forward to.
gosh.
Yeah.
20,
I want to see
2025.
what it actually is if Nintendo can actually pull off like Steam Deck for more power and not be $500-$600. If they can do for $400, that'd be pretty cool. See what they're actually going to do with the media. Is it going to be digital only? Or is it going to have? Can you plug Switch carts in there? There's a lot of stuff to see or to figure out. Stellar Blade, I guess I've been looking forward to that for a while. They're going to show that.
People talk
off.
about Stellar Blade.
Is that the
way-
Bayonetta game?
They talk about Stellar Blade the way Power World guys bring up Pokemon. For Stellar Blade, it's that ass.
Yeah, it is that ass.
They actually
Yeah.
had extended
What
combat
about
from
the
like
game?
3
I want to
years
see.
ago.
Tell me about the gameplay of the game
Dude,
itself. I want to
They
hear about
have like extended
ass.
combat gameplay,
Yeah,
like 20
I
minutes
saw it. I saw it.
from like 3 years ago. Like it looks freaking amazing.
But yeah, when I think about Stellar
amazing.
Blade, I think of like tiny booty. I admittedly.
That's what everybody talk about. They don't talk about. I don't hear nobody talking about stellar combat. They talk about stellar ass. Is what they.
Yeah.
That's what they talking about.
Well, we
Stellar
haven't
Blade
seen the
is
game in like
Bayonetta game, right?
yeah.
I haven't. It's the one with the ass. You can't forget about that. That just
What's wrong with the
what was
ass,
it, green
though?
spandex?
But I'm looking forward to at least. I'm hoping that when they show us more, that there's some meat on the bone. Not just shallow.
They showed you that girl.
It looks-
There's a girl that really looks like that. There's a model that they modeled the game. That's all I'm hearing about the game. Side shit
I
like
haven't
that.
heard any
Oh,
of
take that.
I don't know. Just like with Muhammad, I don't
Take
know
that,
who you're
patriarchy.
following. You're seeing any of that? I haven't heard anybody talk about Stellar Blade since they revealed the name was Stellar
Well,
Blade.
I'm in the community. I'm in the especially where the bots and the ponies go at each other, and these are the things I'm seeing
I
that
mean, no
the
offense,
guy's
I
talking
don't-
about.
I just don't care about that kind of those people's
Well,
opinions or
it's-
comments. I get it, that's what they're saying.
Well, you're
but
saying you're not in the know. I'm telling you what the know is. That's
I
what these
just-
guys are
He's
talking
letting
about.
he's
in the
informing
community.
you, man.
I
This
just
is what they're
feel
talking
sorry
about
for those-
in the community.
I feel sorry for
Mario
those
Kart
types of discussions.
It's pretty
Mario
embarrassing.
Kart, New 3D Mario.
Yep, Metroid Prime 4 launching with the Switch 2.
Who's this? This is Juice's?
Yeah,
This is
Metroid
yours?
Out this year, baby. It's
Or
happening.
just everybody's?
We're
I
just whoever
still
wants
think
to
it's
rattle off stuff.
2025. I think
Oh.
it's still 25.
I don't know.
Damn.
What else do we know that's
What's
confirmed
25?
for 2024?
Switch to.
Well,
You
I
think it's
actually have,
coming this year?
I wrote down games that.
Well, Robert always has his most anticipated, but most of those games never come out that year. So
Yeah, it's.
I watched
crazy,
your most
but yeah,
anticipated 2022, and only one of the games
Hogwarts.
came out. Splatoon 3 was the only.
Is that
I
game.
want to
crazy?
know why.
4 games that died delayed. Fucking hell. 4 to 5.
I want to know why
Juice,
Sandstorm
you're
don't
not
think it's Switch is coming this year. Switch 2 coming this year. Why?
2025?
You don't think
Tell
it's
me why
coming
it
this
ain't.
year?
Tell me why. No, tell me why it
He's
ain't coming this
He's
year.
another retro.
Oh
fan, huh?
no.
I think it's March. I think it's March 2025.
Why?
I feel like they're gonna give one more legitimate year to Switch as a last run.
So you think they're just
With
holding
what?
all their
Tuning it.
cards for this year?
What game?
Yeah,
This year.
yeah. Huh? For what
I
game?
don't think the
Like,
Switch.
what's
Yeah.
the holiday game? Is that
What's
what you asked?
happening? Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever they
So
decide
you
to
think
drop.
there's gonna
Whether it's
be?
Metroid,
What do you think's
Oh,
gonna?
yeah, I was waiting for you to say, how the hell you gonna have faith in Metroid this year when you ain't had nothing? We ain't got nothing from that game for 5 years.
No, not Prime,
But you
not
don't think it's
Prime, not Prime 4, but one of the other two, either 2 or 3. Like not Prime 4.
So you think they're
I think they're gonna
hiding
close out a
some?
year with a remake.
You think they got some big game like a Mario Wonder level game for 2024 or
Honestly, I don't think so. Unless it's something that is gonna be like that last minute, like Mario Wonder was. We didn't know about that until what, July, just August.
Yeah.
June?
Think about that. Think about that.
Yeah. And then
I
Game
think
of the
that's
year
why we're getting
nominee.
Switch. We're
We
getting
didn't
a
know
new
about that too.
console, and you're gonna get Mario Kart and like 3D Mario, man. One or the
Yeah.
other, and it's gonna be a grand slam.
Like you may get like I don't know. I'm not going wild guess because I feel like all my guesses are too wild for it to be like, oh yeah, that was definitely worthy of the holiday. But I just don't know. I don't. To me the biggest reason why not is because if we get to March and we don't know anything about the next Switch, I really don't see them dropping another.
Okay.
Like with the success of the Switch already, I don't see them being like, okay, let's go for holiday this year.
Well, how
Like,
Let me
quickly
ask
did
you
the
this.
Switch
Do you
get
think
revealed?
it's
In,
sensible?
how
You said
quickly
what?
was the turnaround from the Switch reveal to launch? October to March, and
Yeah.
technically January to March was when
Yeah.
they first showed it off, like in full.
Right.
yeah. I just feel like them dropping it. Me personally, I'm not saying that it's right, but
Yeah.
I feel like if they drop a console on the holiday, they're going back to that fighting 2 other competitors when March is tax season. Like everybody's willing to spend some money, and nobody's dropping a console in March. So like that's so much easier when people have extra money on their hands than them trying to figure out where their money is going to be allocated for somebody else to get a game.
Yeah, I think that worked out obviously well for Switch, and I think they were in a we have to do this situation after what was going on with the Wii U. I don't know if that was a straight up strategic thing is to drop it in March. It was pretty strange. It was a pretty strange thing to see
I don't know,
at the
but
time.
for Americans,
They dropped it in March because they
that
couldn't
was
wait any
money.
longer. Is why.
They couldn't wait till the fall to drop the thing. That's what I'm thinking. They just couldn't wait.
So
They
I mean,
couldn't
I'm
have
not saying it's impossible, but if Nintendo, here's 2 problems with if they don't. So you either just go a whole year with like remakes and ports, and maybe you got the Princess Peach, that's March. You got the Luigi's Mansion port. If you got another remake or Metroid Prime 2 or something to that level, then that's a pretty lame ass year. I mean, like if you don't know there's a new system coming out and that's just the year, and it's like this is really what you got, Nintendo.
Yeah.
The other side of it is, okay, let's put out a new 3D Mario game. Now you're putting out at the tail end of the Switch's life and right before the new console. And let's say it does release in March. You got a Mario game in November for the Switch, and now 4 months later, you got a new console trying to get all these new games out.
Mm,
So you're either
What
gonna put out a game to suffer right before the Switch 2 comes out, or you have a pretty lackluster
yeah.
year.
When you
And
don't have
What
to
if it's
do it, you don't have to
what
do
if
that.
it's a 3D? What if it's a 3D Donkey Kong?
it doesn't matter what it is. You're putting out at the right before a new system comes out, and it doesn't matter what. It's not gonna reach the sales or success it should, because the next
You-
system's gonna be out in your
Do you
theory.
think so? Even if it's backwards compatible?
That's a whole nother argument. But if it's backwards compatible, but then they're gonna launch the Switch 2 with some heavy hitters, and it's
True.
like, okay, maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't. But in my mind, if you do that, you do cross-gen day and date. You don't do it.
Yeah, at that point.
You don't do it on the
cross-gen.
Switch and then 4 months later. So, I just feel like both options are bad if you don't just release the Switch 2 and some new games in the holiday season. I don't like the other 2 options. So that's and I mean, anybody who's talking about it, whether you believe people or not, it sounds like, I mean, there's a lot of smoke, just
Pointing
like with
towards-
the Switch.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot of Switch Pro
I know,
funniness
like,
going on.
like I mean, we got Bloomberg, which Bloomberg did the Switch last time. You know, they're a reliable source, man. They're talking about, you know, 20.
People have known there was going to be a new SKU. And obviously, everybody called it the Switch Pro. It was just the red box and then the OLED. But there was new SKUs. People knew there was a new SKU coming out, and it just wasn't what they said it was going to be. But it was a new SKU. So I'm not saying I've heard anything like that. But
How would they know what the type of fucking screen it has? You know, what I mean, that's pretty specific. That's not like, oh, we saw the box and it says
Yeah.
LCD screen on it. Like, how would you know? I don't know.
Well, I think it's always like some
The
worker-
manufacturers,
manufacturer worker knows blah blah blah.
manufacturing that bitch right now.
Oh,
Apparently
I'd be
they're
surprised if
supposed
they're
to
not.
have-
I'd be surprised if they're not.
apparently
be honest with you.
they're looking at having 10 million at launch. I don't know if that's worldwide or one.
Says
region.
who?
The
The
devs,
same
the
report, I
devs
think.
already
The
have
Bloomberg.
Was it?
I thought I saw that, and
I did see that, but I don't remember where.
it
what
might
the
not have
source
been
was.
right. But
I don't know if it was Bloomberg, but I don't know. I did see that 10 million though, yeah. And I get they did wasn't it or maybe it wasn't them.
I mean,
I thought it was Nintendo themselves that did say, hey, well, we want to make sure, like not saying hey next console, but they say they want to make sure to have like a essentially reliable amount. Is it like talking about like PS5 and low stocks and stuff that they want to be able to give enough.
I feel like people don't want this. I mean, I'm not saying it's good or bad. But I just feel like there's people that just don't want the Switch 2 to come out. Like whether they think it's gonna kill their beloved Switch, it's gonna mean their beloved Switch's life is ending, or it's not gonna hit the
Well,
number one
I just
all-time
want
sales.
this.
I don't know
I
why.
want this. Yeah.
Channel's name Switchforce. I'm worried if I have to change the name.
You're right.
I know
Right.
that's a new marketing tactic. What the fuck?
Super
I
Switch
gotta
Force.
change it to Switchforce too.
After 7 years, you're not excited for a new Nintendo console? I just don't understand. I don't understand.
I
Yeah,
don't-
my
don't
big
get
thing
it,
is
man.
I want the Switch to outsell the PS2, so I needed to like
It still can. You know what's gonna
Come on.
happen? You know what happens when the Switch 2 comes out?
no.
Switch 1 goes on sale for
Finally.
$200, $149, $99. That's when that bitch is gonna cross.
Why did it
$160.
take so long though?
It's
You know,
getting
like-
it's so close to
going
it.
through
It really
several.
is close. It really is close.
PS2
Yeah.
got. You know when the PS2 got to those that number?
Wasn't
At
it
the
like
end, at the end of its life
2012?
cycle.
It was way after the PS3 had dropped.
Like
That was
2012.
like,
That would
2009.
be the lamest reason for Nintendo to hold the Switch's 2 release. Oh, we want to top the sales
Yeah,
of the Switch.
I don't think they care about that at all.
No, but
PS2, we
I'm
need to
sure.
have
I'm sure
PS2.
they're looking at it. They want it. I'm sure they want it. Like I'm sure it's
I
like.
want it.
I'm
What
sure-
the fuck?
I'm sure there's some people maybe in the company that might want that, but
So do
they're
you
going.
think?
I already said they're going to get
Well,
it.
just
They're
look
going
at the
to get
Wii.
that.
The Wii had that in between year, and it really. I mean, the Wii U didn't help with how it was announced and received, but just I feel like if you have that lackluster,
You need to roll
Year
into the
period.
next console.
I don't know.
For sure.
I'd love to see
Well,
Nintendo
like we're
try
talking
it.
about that.
I don't know if it'd
Yeah.
work, but I just would like to see them just roll right into the next system, seamless
Yeah.
transition, and see
There's
how that.
guns
You
blazing.
think?
still,
You
new
think they
games.
drop everything by 50? So the new system is 350.
Oh, they
or
got to.
It's gonna be
$400?
4. I think the new Switch will be 400.
You think so?
With the price of everything these days, there's no way.
So you think they still drop the OLED from 349 to
They
299?
dropped the price.
They didn't drop the
They're gonna
price
drop
of the new 3DS or the 3DS when the new 3DS came out. They were both the same
No,
price.
no, but how about when the Switch came out? Did they drop the price of the 3DS?
Not at first.
But they did eventually.
They just come out with a new iteration, like the new 2DS, and it was a little bit cheaper.
That's right.
But yeah, when
Man, they had 3DSs for $79. They will drop the price of the Switch.
Yeah, but
they
when
will.
the new
They did have
3DS
they
launched,
did have like
the standard
consoles
3DS was
yeah.
still the same price. Because it was the new
Yeah.
3DS a
That's
little.
not a rule. By the way, that's not a rule. That's not.
No, but I'm just
Nintendo
saying-
does different things all the time.
But I want to see that past PS2, man. I really do.
It's
do
going
too.
to pass
I
the
do too.
PS2. It's going to.
Honestly,
It deserves it, and it's going to.
honestly, it means nothing to me either way. Like if it does or doesn't, like I don't.
It
really
means
care.
something.
You don't think it'd be cool?
You know, the game.
Yeah,
It means a lot to me.
I
It would
hate
be
and I
cool,
don't
and
like the
also-
PS2 whatsoever.
DVD station too.
I was
It's not
anti
a-
PS2. I never owned
No,
one.
it has nothing to do with the PS2.
But
I
then
like the
wouldn't it be
PS2.
cool?
I don't like the fact that it got that number. False pretenses. Everything right there. Oh man, the PS2 was just that great. No, it got that number because of that DVD player in it. And I want a pure gaming console at the top where it should be. That's what should be up there.
I also think it's pretty dope that it would do it without a Grand Theft Auto 5 and a Call of Duty. Like
Right. Without the big hitters, without the big games.
yeah, and no Madden, none of that. Like,
Madden,
Yeah.
like that
barely
would be
a
wild.
you
Yeah.
want to call
Legacy
that?
That'd
be
gotta
awesome.
be absolute wild.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get there.
Well, and it's also
I don't
not
have
just like
any
you know
disdain for the PS2.
the DS is very close to the PS2, super close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but-
Unfortunately, like you know,
The DS is a straight up handheld. Like I don't want to compare. I don't want to compare that. That it's mostly fair to compare and say, well, the DS is right there. But I want it to be Nintendo's whoever, Sega, but I don't care. Anybody's home console to beat the PlayStation. Hell, I wouldn't mind PlayStation beating their own home console sales with you know what I'm saying. But at least I know it wasn't because of the gimmick at the time, which was DVD.
right.
There were so many people bought because go back to the launch of the PS2, trash games, trash. But that bitch was selling like crazy. Why?
DVD player.
DVD playback. That's why.
Yeah.
Blade and the Matrix. That's what was selling on PS2 at the time.
The first Matrix at that.
Sony was just eating. DVD. Oh, we got a stake in that. Oh, these movies. Oh, we got a stake in that too. They was just eating.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
think-
crazy.
Oh, go ahead, Juice.
I was gonna say, what else? What else are people looking forward to?
Oh, I was just about to ask you.
2024?
Are you? What? Who?
Looking forward to in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Are you looking forward to another Souls-like game and Black Myth?
Nah, that game's not.
Ugh.
That game's not doing it for me.
No?
I
I'm
might-
kinda curious.
Maybe by the time it
Wait,
comes
what
out.
was the title? What was the title?
Black Myth, Son of Wukong.
Oh, okay, I thought you said Black Men. Like that was the title. Like, really? What is his name?
What's the myth?
What is that?
Yeah, something about I don't know.
That's only for the ladies.
Are you interested in Black Men?
That's where you're gonna go. Oh God. Black men.
Son of who? Oh,
I think
okay.
Oh my god.
I don't know. That's something about that game just doesn't. I mean, some of it looks pretty impressive, looks cool, but I don't know. Looks a little like they're trying to do too much in one game. I'm a little worried.
Indiana Jones, you ponies.
That game doesn't look bad. I do like the way that game looks.
Troy Baker's
in
voice
that.
in Indiana Jones.
Juice, I've been meaning to tell you this. This is a theory of mine. You know, we both thought there was something weird or off about Indiana's kind of look, and it's. I think, again, because I see it more and more now that I think this. I think they put a little Troy Baker into his character design.
Yeah, probably doing some
You know?
motion capture with him.
I think so. Visually, like I think he's doing motion capture, and so you see Troy Baker's kind of mannerisms and stuff mixed with Indy, and that's why he looks off. Because he's the only one that looks like that. Look at the other characters now. I don't feel they look weird or they have a little something that's off about him. I think we know what fucking Harrison Ford looks like,
Mhm.
and I think they mixed him in a little bit with Troy Baker.
Could be
And I'm like,
because
I think that's what they did.
they did that for like the Mario movie.
What?
You can't help but see
Wait,
little
why
Jack
is this man
Black.
cracking up still?
I don't know why he's laughing.
Is he still blooding out black men?
Oh my god.
It's just so funny to hear him say it so seriously. I just said the man he's like, are you interested in Black Men?
What's coming? Literally.
So do you know what the Black Myth game is, Robert?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's interested in
I'm
Black
dead. He's,
He was like,
he's like, why didn't he flinch or something about that's weird? What kind of game is that? Black men. Just talking about it all casual, like there's nothing wrong with the game with black men in it. Oh my god!
I guess.
Oh, you guys crack me up every time, bro.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
y'all terrible.
One more time, Terrell. One more
Terrible.
time. Hit it.
Hit it.
Yeah, hit it.
Oh, we're gonna hit it.
You know what that's from?
No.
Maybe you get the
Oh,
backstory after we get off here. It's hilarious.
I can't. My chest hurts, dog. That's crazy.
I thought
Yeah, I'm not
this
looking.
one was
I'm not looking
retro
forward to
death.
black men at all.
I thought this was retro death.
Oh, no. No,
That
the
sounds-
other one.
When you,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell y'all a story when we get off here. I'm gonna tell y'all a story.
So,
T's seen the video, but I'm gonna share it with the rest of y'all.
That's great.
Oh,
T,
my
what are you
chest
looking
hurts.
forward for
That was-
Microsoft this year?
Oh, video games.
Stalker 2.
oh me?
Yeah,
something.
besides Indiana.
Stalker 2. It's not literally
Anything.
Microsoft, but
Video
Yes.
games.
you know,
I get. I mean, you can count it. It's a
Yeah.
Stalker 2 looks pretty cool.
hopefully it comes out this year. I don't know if it, maybe it does that.
Perfect Dark. I'm looking forward to Perfect
Oh.
Dark.
That's early this year
Alright.
though.
Yeah, they didn't
Oh,
even
wait.
show Fable for this year. Maybe they're saving it for
That's a little.
summer.
That's a little surprising.
I don't think it's this year. There's so much stuff, especially when you add in what coming out day and date on Game Pass. There's so much stuff. I don't know if you'll see those games this year. I think
Well, you got a Valve.
those are definitely
Oh,
next
yeah.
year. You got
I
to.
thought I don't know. It's not my type of game.
Yeah.
But
Didn't blow me over. I was hoping it
especially that
did.
they spent a lot of time showing that just like dude bro looking character.
Blow me
I
over.
don't know if that's supposed to
What-
be like if there's some kind of joke to that, but I'm like, that's a dumb character design. I mean,
And they showed the most driest area. I mean, literally, they showed just the desert. It was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
it
wasn't.
looks a little
was-
like
It wasn't the best. I think the game's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be great probably, but they didn't show it well. I don't think in that
and it
Developer
is,
Direct.
I mean, they announced it in 2020. I wonder how much they even had it started at that point because they just finished a couple other games recently. So it is technically for that style of game.
Well, that was the
Probably
announcement. I think they said they were working on it since like 17 or 18.
they might have had the
2017, 20.
idea, but I'm wondering how much was actually done when they revealed it in 2020 because they didn't show anything till last year, which was that was
Well,
only-
I
3
don't think
years.
it's not. I know it gets compared to it a lot, but it's not Elder Scrolls. It's not.
No.
It's not Skyrim. It's
that's what
it's
the point
a-
I was getting to. I don't feel like it
it's
had.
an RPG. They're, they're not super long. 40 hours somewhere around there. That's what it's gonna be. So, I'm looking forward to it.
I was a little bummed to hear that they didn't. I know Robert. We could argue semantics, but when they said it's comparable, Hellblade 2 is going to be comparable to the size or length of Hellblade, the first game.
Yeah, that bummed me out.
I was hoping they were going
A little
to
bit.
expand upon because the first
how
game
long is the first game?
depends on. It has
It's like
unskippable
10 hours.
unskippable cut sequences, so I don't know the actual gameplay time versus the.
It's 8 to 10, maybe somewhere around there.
I was thinking it was
Maybe.
9 with all the cinematics. And if you want to like,
Okay, so we're gonna
explore-
argue semantics. We're talking. You said 9. I said 8 to 10.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
right. You did say. I don't think it hits 10 though. I don't think it hits. I don't think I got 10 out of. And I
You want
played
to?
it.
We can look up the average. We can see what the
But
average.
it
Yeah,
does
they have
have
it-
some long sequences you can't skip, especially the beginnings, like 3-4 minutes.
Average is 7.5. Is
Yeah,
like
that feels about right.
There you go.
So I was hoping they would just kind of expand, take this to the next level type of thing. I was kind of hoping they were eyeing God of War as like their target for taking it, like trying to compete with, especially after how long and how much.
Their own quote. Wasn't this a recent quote from them that Hellblade 2 is gonna make Hellblade 1 like an indie game? Wasn't
I
that?
didn't
I feel
see
like that was a
but
quote.
Visually,
I feel
it
like-
already does.
Well, yeah, visually, but I wasn't taking that as a visual statement. I was taking that as the game is gonna make it look
Yeah, but I think we got to think about who we're
Production
talking about. We're
yeah.
talking about the guys that went to to Iceland and all this whatever places and did
Production
the like
value, I have no
production value
worries.
wise. I think that's what they're talking
Why,
about.
why you keep giving them shit for going to Iceland and getting
No, but
some?
I'm trying to tell you, like that's
Everybody keeps
that's
giving
what
them
I'm
why I
shit
wanted
for
to
that.
see that
These are-
shit. We
these are
wanted
the
That's
guys-
all they had to
footage.
show for in a
I'm-
3-year span. They just showed multiple
I'm
trips.
glad they did
recording
that. They had
audio.
time to focus
But I'm saying, but that's like
on
the
their
reason,
game and
like,
make it the way they wanted to make that bitch. I'm glad they got to do that. I wish more
And-
teams would get to,
I mean, it's a
really dig
cool.
into
It's
their
probably
game.
cool, but
that
at
will
the
make
end of the
it
day,
like an indie game, the first one.
did they have to
That's
go
what-
to Iceland to record echoes off the walls in the cave? Like,
Yes. It's for you,
No,
That
Juice.
seems
they
like-
didn't have to.
Juice is for you,
that
man.
feels like, hey, we got all this extra money now. This is what we want to use. It's fine. They had probably got the budget and they got to use it how they will.
And we have this argument about what you have to do.
But
like
that feels like,
you don't
trust me, I
have to
work.
do it.
The place I work, there's people get to go do completely unnecessary trips and stuff, and it's like, did you really have to fly to California for that? Like, you could have achieved the same thing over the freaking Skype or whatever, like I just
but-
over the years I've seen a lot of that and it's kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Maybe they didn't feel that way. It's
But-
not like they live in California and like they live in that area. They can do that. That's good for them. That they
Either
they
way,
can go make
either
something
way,
more
the game.
authentic.
I was hoping that they were gonna, and it might be like production value wise, cinematic story might all be like to the next level, but I was hoping for a deeper, longer gameplay experience, and it's a little bum when they said that. But it might be just like the first game, it might be enjoyable to replay. I mean, I'm on my 4th playthrough of the first game. So
Yeah, you could just go into fucking Unreal Engine 5 and say, "Hey, make me a fucking cave," or you can go explore one and make that bitch authentic. Does it matter to most people? No.
I'm sure I'm sure that it was great for them. I mean, that would be cool. As your job, be able to do that. I wonder how many people got to go and how they.
They got a
chose.
small ass team. It's not like they're a huge studio either. They're a pretty small studio. Still,
Who's looking forward to Princess Peach stage show or whatever?
Terrell.
Showtime.
Show
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking
Looking
forward to it.
I'm gonna make a
Yeah,
prediction.
I know who's not.
I'm gonna make a prediction
Juice doesn't care. He don't like women. We've been through this.
based on how they're showing the game. It just keeps reaffirming my original theory. This is gonna be like a one button press type of game, like just like very simplistic.
Well, it could be very mini game esque like
Very,
that. And
like-
I'm cool with that. I like that though. So
But when they show her with the sword and stuff, that would be cool if you have like a genuine like fun action combat like section, But or is it just gonna be just spam the A button type of thing? So that's what, based on
Well, I don't-
the way
yeah,
they're
I don't
showing
think
it,
it is
I get
gonna
the
be,
feeling
yeah.
it's gonna be very basic to play. But I could be wrong. It's just a gut feeling.
oh, I think it could be basic play, and I think that's fine. That's their idea.
Yeah, I don't
that's
think
that's
I
their
don't think
goal.
Princess Peach game needs to be super deep or.
And
I don't think it
as
will
long
be.
as long as the way the set pieces are interesting and the actual what you're doing in those mini game type areas are fun.
Fun and
I'm on board.
engaging.
That's what I'm looking forward to is the variety of what they're gonna do in terms of that. That's what I'm looking
I
forward
hope
to.
I hope
That's
they
why-
charge $70 for it.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Wow, what?
I really do. I
It's
hope they
gonna-
charge
I hope
$70.
they
No, it's
do.
already,
We've gone-
it's
we've
already
gone
60
completely
though. It's
left.
already it's online.
It's-
It's 60.
Yeah, they've only done like a few budget price games this whole generation. I didn't think that was gonna be one. In my opinion, it's probably gonna deserve a $40 price tag, but I could be completely wrong.
Hey, I think this one was 30.
That they're gonna be $60.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
gonna probably be 60.
I think. And
No,
I
no,
was just.
probably it is 60.
I'm
It's online. You
commenting
got-
about like the first
Okay.
reveal. People are like, oh my god, that looks so good. I'm like, what looks like visually it looks good, but what's the actual gameplay? And I was just challenging that. And then now they're showing like the only thing I saw was like a portrait TikTok like YouTube short advertisement where it fills your phone screen like vertically.
Yeah.
Just
I'm like-
you have to understand that people will cap for shit that they like. People out here capping for Power
Fact.
World.
Fact.
Anyways, like,
So
I put it at my
people are
number
gonna cap
4
for whatever reasons.
of 2024. I mean, we don't know a ton of 2024, but like I generally like the idea of what they're gonna be doing. And the newer trailer. I don't know if you guys saw the newest trailer. Cowgirl Peach, man, she look nice.
I mean, the sword, fencing Peach or whatever.
Tomb Raider's not getting a physical, right? I heard it wasn't. Right?
Which one?
Tomb Raider remastered.
Is it
No,
not?
Switch.
No.
I heard it was getting. I
Yeah.
heard it was only digital.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
my God.
shame. When does that come out? Doesn't that come out soon?
God damn, Microsoft. Oh wait.
I don't know how they calling Cowgirl Peach because that makes me think of a completely different thing.
Hey man, it's because you listen.
Makes me think of
You go on
that
the-
cowgirl.
If you go on the hub, we got it, bro. We got it. We got everything on the hub.
Yeah, I like
Any
some
of
of
you-
the designs for Peach for sure.
Yeah.
I just
But,
it's
uh,
definitely
I
not
mean,
a
deviant
juice.
designs.
That's not a
Well,
game.
my
Deviant designs or
Anticipated game for 2024 is already out. Is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Looks really good. I won't play it for a while, but looks
What else is like?
it's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Prince of
play for-
Persia. People been going nuts for people that have played the Prince of Persia game. Says it's like
I heard,
I'm
yeah,
like-
it's
I
fantastic.
haven't
You were
heard
saying-
anybody say anything other than my God, this game's amazing.
That's
I'm
what
the
I'm saying.
boycotting Ubisoft. I would
Have
love
you-
to
have
play
you-
it. But...
You didn't pick the game up yet, Juice? I thought you were maybe gonna pick it up already.
I'm waiting until I finish Avatar.
Release
Okay.
that. Well, it wasn't a statement, but that interview with the fucking one of the CEOs or whatever, talking about we got to get people to understand or to get more comfortable about not owning anything. I'm nah,
Yeah, it's tough.
nah,
Bruh.
nah. That ain't it right there.
Bruh.
You,
But that's why you gotta
excited?
You are
purchase it.
completely detached from the community, talking like that. You are detached.
Definitely.
Yeah,
you
it's,
excited for Euden Chronicles?
I don't know what that is.
I know you.
I
know.
don't know.
I know.
No, I haven't.
Peach, Juice
I
isn't
haven't
like
purchased
those.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Euden Chronicles.
I
that
remember
a
seeing the
series?
trailer. Like, I think the trailer was on one of the Xbox showcases or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was on Xbox, and then I think Nintendo turned around and did it as well.
I think so.
but,
Yeah.
But it was like,
Isn't that the franchise that had like they announced 2 games in one? Remember?
Yeah,
At one
it-
go.
yeah, it was like the 2021 where it was like more action, and I
Yeah,
don't think
something like
anybody picked that one up. And then, but everybody was waiting for like the RPG one, and that
Yeah.
one comes out.
So
this year.
what? Just think back
I
to
was so
last
hyped
year.
for Tomb Raider.
What was that direct people were saying was like the best direct? Was that the June one? A lot of people was like, that's
It's gotta
the
be
best
the
direct
June
I
one.
ever seen.
Mario Wonder in it.
With Mario, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm just curious
It
to
was very
rewatch
good.
that and see what games actually came out yet and which ones came out that actually people actually played.
A lot of
instead just-
remasters.
I could tell you what wasn't in there. Silk Song.
There was so many
Can we,
remasters.
can we just
Silk
walk away
Song
from that?
is just like it's just
Let
like
that
with,
go, it's
Bayonetta
dead.
3. You just gotta forget
Well,
about it.
yeah.
And they showed the
It was-
freaking game in like 2018, 2019 at E3, and it was playable
It
on the
was-
treehouse.
So many remastered announcements. I thought it was the PS5.
Oh, wow.
I mean, again, like,
PS5 is just
remastered?
copying the Switch. Oh,
This was 2 remastered, really? How
I think-
dare you call that a remaster? How dare you?
I think the thing is that I think that's a big reason why it's pointing towards the Switch 2 is all these remasters and remakes.
that's
I know Retro doesn't like to say that's what it is.
Retro
But I
don't like to say a
definitely-
lot of things that we don't agree with him with.
Also,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
this year, some other games that I'm looking for. I think Rise of the Ronin looks really cool. I
Yep.
think that
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like the.
I still want to
It's
see.
really
I
cool.
just still need to see a little more, but my interest is peaked.
And there's a Little Nightmares 3. I really love
Oh yeah.
My
Yeah.
Little Nightmares 3. Penny's Big Breakaway. Terrell. You know that one?
Yo,
This-
that's my
this-
game right
Hey,
there.
hey, I know, man. Don't do it. I know. I'm excited.
Okay.
Did
Yeah,
Persona,
It's
that
no, I got you.
did
I got
Persona 5 Tactica come out?
you. That came out last year.
And Wolf Among Us 2 supposedly. That's another thing I
I
read.
didn't hear about that one.
Did Myth
No,
Force
okay.
come out?
I like that. I like Wolf
What
Among Us.
for us?
Myth Force,
like
that
Wolf Among
first
Us, isn't it?
person
Maybe a
80s
6?
cartoon game.
What?
I'm
Wolf
just
Among
looking
Us
at
has
the
like a
best
6 on
direct ever,
Metacritic.
and I'm trying to figure out if any of these
No,
games
no,
came
no.
out.
Go look it up.
I will see.
Go look it up,
Pikachu
young boy.
Returns.
Hopefully,
give it to me.
Yeah, that's been out.
That came out.
Yeah, just no
I
one
don't hear
cared
Anybody talk about that?
because no one cared.
Super
He's
Mario
got
RPG came
a-
out.
80.
Princess Peach.
Hopefully,
Luigi's
and
Mansion
pretty
Enhanced.
sure when
So
that
this is the one where they showed
was
all the.
fixed.
This is one where I was convinced.
Yeah,
the
it's the
Switch
port.
was
Port
done.
City.
The Switch was done in 2024. This was that was this direct in June. That was their big. Yeah, I saw these games. I like the Switch. The Switch 2's come out next year for sure.
Game didn't do well critically or commercially when it came out. I remember that.
Wait, what game?
Which one?
I think you were like 5 years old, Robert, so you probably don't remember. But
Which one? Which one?
Wolf Among Us.
No,
telling
dude,
you.
Wolf Among Us did good.
I'm
I
telling
don't know.
you, bro.
I'm telling you, I just looked it up on Metacritic. It's 80, 83 on the other platforms.
Okay,
That was one of their more loved franchises.
that might be from a re-release and some hindsight bullshit.
Oh,
I'm
2013.
telling you, that game came out. It was not well received. I
What?
This
Guarantee
tells
guarantee
you
you.
right now that it wasn't well received. Retro Death, Wolf Among Us 1 was absolute art, so you know it wasn't
Oh,
very
I
good.
know it was.
You know it wasn't very good.
Wolf Among Us 1 that was one of the ones that people were like, oh wow, because Telltale is like original Telltale. Like, wow, that's actually really impressive. It was literally critically acclaimed. I think I
It
even have a
wasn't.
physical version that has like critically
I remember
acclaimed.
hearing about it. I don't know how critically acclaimed.
I remember hearing it wasn't critically acclaimed. I
I don't know where
specifically
you-
remember that game.
I
Man,
feel like
you
that was
5
the
years
most-
old. You don't
I feel like that was the most acclaimed of all
remember.
theirs.
I'm telling you.
I feel like that
I'm
was the
telling
most
you.
acclaimed of all their games.
I picked it up the first day. And I was like 17. Oh
In
no, wait, no.
2013?
Actually, I take that away. No, I was 14. I was 14.
You been lying to us.
I was 14 years old. Because 2013, so I was 14 years old.
I'm not saying you didn't buy it. I'm telling you, I remember specifically what the talk was about that game. I guarantee you right now, I can go find a bunch of pretty big reviewers that were not big on that game. I'll do it right now
Well, hey man, I don't know what to tell you.
because I remember the reviews. I was surprised. I was like, "Oh, the game looks pretty good." But
It's
getting all this.
is Phantom Blade Zero supposed to come out this year?
Oh, we forgot about old Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just didn't care. I
I'm
didn't
actually
care.
looking. I mean, I enjoyed the first one, so I don't know if I'll buy it,
The first one.
but
I don't support buying.
Well,
I need better. I support good games.
that's funny, man. You guys
Well,
are oh, you're
damn.
always so negative. Then I like a game. You're, oh, that game sucks.
Which one? My bad.
It's like all the time.
He's
You're
no,
always so
no,
negative. Oh, I like this game. Oh, that game's trash. It's like
no. We're not doing
that
that.
happens all the time.
it been
What
very
other game does
emotional.
it happen with? Because I'm pretty supportive.
no,
of it.
Happened with
None.
Control. Happened
None.
with Immortals.
That's all in your head. That didn't happen
Oh,
here.
what?
Trash.
I
Ain't
was
nobody
pray-
say that
oh,
shit.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I said it was
Tsushima.
okay.
No,
Let's go.
Clark had
No,
played it,
I'm-
said it wasn't good.
Ghost of
I
Tsushima
just said it was
goated.
average. He said
You
it was
already,
average.
I already knew you didn't like it. I'm saying I played it. I raved about it.
Hold on. I said it was okay.
Yeah,
But
but
there's
Yeah.
bad.
I like that. Just like I already know you didn't like it, Robert.
yeah, I already knew
Okay,
your
here,
stance. on
here,
it.
Robert. I'm right and wrong. So episode 4 specifically got a 6. That's what I remember
On what? On where?
on Wolf
On
Among Us.
Metacritic?
On I'm looking at IGN right now.
Oh
IGN
no,
reviewers?
on
Come on, man.
Ignorant? You looking at Ignorant?
Oh, well, I'm just saying that was one of the big sites I remember seeing.
But on Metacritic, episode 4 specifically has
Wow, we're doing this.
Has a what?
a 75 on PC, the
doing
biggest.
That's what don't get excited about it. Calm down.
That's not critically acclaimed.
Man, that's not. Yeah, that's.
That's
that's
like,
a-
let me go into my
Oh,
chapter.
Overall, is it 80 something?
80
I
what?
forgot the shit was broken up in the episodes.
Yeah, well, it's Telltale, so they broke it up.
Or
You know,
Telltale. Right.
Yeah, I don't think you even count them separately. From what I understand, it seems pretty. Like the first episode's like an hour long. Like, how can you just review
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't.
part
I wouldn't,
1
I
of
wouldn't-
5? That's
I don't
an
know what
hour
to
long.
review
Like
like this, but-
when it's a 10-hour
Unfortunately-
experience, it's just crazy.
well, you know,
Oh, that's
also
just a
review
dog shit way
episodes-
to present games. Is this episodic bullshit, which I never liked. So, and there you go with
That's
that.
why I don't like Resident Evil, the one on the 3DS.
Revelation.
Boy, Revelation.
I don't like that. Trying to like sell it as like a TV series, like with
What was that? Revelations 2? I think that was.
No, that was
No,
2. That
one.
wasn't 1.
no. Well, I like 2.
One had everything. What are you talking about?
One had all kinds of episodes.
I never paid for or bought an episode.
No, they weren't
Resident
separate,
Evil
but you
Revelation.
played the game and it was a bunch of episodes.
That's not what we're talking about here, man.
that's just like
We're talking about separate episodes that came out.
Yeah,
later on after the game
them
released.
spaced out. Yeah, but this was assumed just like any game after the fact. All the episodes are there. I still don't like that format. Like, oh, you're just finished episode 1. Here's some credits, and here's episode 2. It's like just make it one game, but.
Well, that was Revelations 2 was episodic though. Revelations 1 was.
It was released episodic, but Revelations 1 had the same exact structure, but it was all available day 1. But it still had episodes in between with previously, and I hate it. Just doesn't work for me in a game.
There was a lot of experimenting at that time, because I remember wasn't Sonic episodic, or should I try to make episodes?
Sonic 4.
Or get the fucking shit out of here.
Damn, we're going long.
We're making no episodes.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Oh, we were late. We weren't. I don't think
we started
like
15-20 late.
Yeah.
Well, let's hey, what we're looking forward to in 2024 is 2025.
Dog shit.
Is what?
Not much.
I'm looking forward to Switch 2. I won't look forward to.
We got DJ 6.
You guys can all come and get me if
it ain't that serious.
Switch to.
Are you just thinking are you thinking rationally what you think they're gonna do, or is that what you want?
I don't like the way you said it.
He's trying to protect himself. That's what he's doing. He's trying to protect his heart. But if I don't have any expectations, then I won't be.
I'm just trying to figure out if he wants the Switch 2 or he doesn't want the Switch 2. That's why he's.
I absolutely want the Switch 2.
That shit came out tomorrow. Yeah.
But I've been saying 2025 since last year. So midway through last year. Now that I think about it. So
I think it's because you're kind of trying to gauge what Nintendo's doing. You ain't gonna be able to do that, bro.
He's trying to see the future. Let him see the future.
I'm not
Come
saying
on,
it won't. There's no chance of coming out in March, but I just feel like all signs for me, all the signs I'm reading are this year.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, in 2022, and even the beginning of 2023, I was like, yeah, absolutely 2024. That's what
a year ago, I thought it would be this March. But obviously,
that's what I was banking on. It was like, oh, they're gonna.
Everything changed for me when the Mario Kart DLC was said to the end of 2023. That's when I was like, okay.
Right, then you're like, well.
It'd be holiday 24 at the earliest, or holiday, because it said the end of 23 was the DLC.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
But if they're smart, that's what they'll do, because Sony might be dropping Pro this year, maybe. That's the rumor on that.
Yeah, and that's the other reason why I don't.
But why? Well, that's what you want to do. You will go out and go. It won't matter. Yeah. That's not going to hurt Switch's sales.
Yeah, Pros. I think PlayStation 5 Pro, and if they do like an Xbox Pro, is not going to be nearly as
the PS4 Pros and the Xbox sell gangbusters. I don't think they did.
The regular Slim still way outsold the Pro.
Yeah, right.
I just wish the one thing with the PS5 Slim, I wish they would have addressed is the disk drive. Even though it don't spin that much for very long, it's still just noisy as hell. The first 15 seconds we turn the system on.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
It's like
am I playing the Dreamcast? Am I playing Dreamcast right now?
That was noisy, if I'm playing like a digital game, I'll just if I know I'm going to be playing repeatedly, I'll just eject the disc. So when I turn the system on, I don't even hear it.
But it goes on and it goes.
It's like Jesus. I will say though, the Series X isn't as quiet as it was. I guess based on people's statements, I can hear it running, and it's behind my TV, like literally directly behind, and I can hear it's not loud, but I can hear that it's on. And I heard people say, "Oh, it's right next to me, and I can't even hear it. Can't tell it's on." I'm like, so that's what I was expecting. I was surprised to hear it running from like 10 feet. It was about 11 feet away behind my TV. So. Not that it's bad. I mean, it was just barely audible. I could just tell it was on. I'd be able to tell it was on if I left it on and turned the TV off. But the disk drive is quiet. It doesn't make really any noise. So I think if Sony would have just made the Slim just that one improvement, I think. But really, it just replaced the standard PS5. I don't think it was meant for any other reason. Probably maybe some cost savings.
Yeah.
How about some VR games with a PSVR 2?
They showed a lot of not a lot, but they showed some VR in their last presentation. But to me,
There you
that's
go.
like the 3DS stuff in the old directs when I wanted Wii U. When they show VR, I'm like,
Oh,
all
that's-
right, get
no,
to
no,
the
but
real stuff.
The 3DS sold though. That's the difference.
yeah, that's a big difference. I feel like.
Hey, people say, "Oh, Sony just puts out stuff and they don't put anything on it or promote it." Well,
It's true.
They're trying. They're still
Well,
reminding people.
I mean, I don't. They're somewhat
Barely.
trying.
They're barely trying.
Somewhat trying. Like it's not like it's honestly equivalent to Labo amount of software in terms of what they're doing for wise.
It wasn't
Literally.
It wasn't worth
I've
putting
never
out.
seen a VR out in the wild. I've never seen a.
It was
like
it's worth putting out, but they shouldn't have put it out the way they put it out. Like you already know my argument. So dumbass
How does
shit.
it compete with like the Quest?
It was already a
Quest
niche
2?
product. I think they sold what 10 million. I feel like it was
What?
that high. A PSVR 1
one.
on PlayStation.
Yeah. Oh, it's time to Google. Let's go Google.
But how does like
That's a lot of people that you can have migrate over to your new shit, but you completely cut them off by saying all that shit you bought don't work. Sorry. Like it was
Well,
already a niche audience to begin with. Why cut off your niche audience?
I see it says around 5 million units as
Okay,
of
5
2020. As of 2020
I'm
though.
surprised
And
they
2020
put
was
out
a
the
long
VR
year,
too.
but-
To be honest, I mean, I'd love to like experience like Gran Turismo 7 in VR, just not to own it, but to if somebody had it, just to see what it's like, because it looks like
It is like the PSVR 2 is outsold the original though.
PSVR 2.
I saw what?
no, it didn't.
Yeah, that's what
no
it's saying.
way.
It's no way.
20 confirms.
It's saying it says as of January 2024, the PSVR 2.
No. Look, no. See, that's a clickbait. I'm on it. If you go on, it's the first 6 weeks. First 6 weeks,
It's ahead
they
of it
outsold it.
in its first.
Why does
six
it do? I hate when they do that.
You know why they do that?
So you
Because
click
you
it.
just got tricked. That's how it is. That's why they do it.
I
Because it
seen
works.
Hogwarts Legacy getting huge update in 2024. I click on it. Yeah, we're getting they haven't detailed, but they said there's gonna they said they're gonna bring the haunted house thing over to the other platforms, and then they haven't detailed any of the other DLC. It said huge update to Hogwarts.
Oh, Spider-Man 2 is the highest selling game in Sony's history in the first 27 hours. Like, what
On PS5.
on PS5. And like, what? Why you do that shit, bro? Because it works.
That was PS5 exclusive, right? That wasn't cross-gen.
Yeah, it's PS5 exclusive. Well, until it comes out on PC, of course.
So before we wrap this up, I do want to comment on Retro Death thinking he got me. Bo, our Juice is always he's always talking about glitches, so I was sending him glitches. He sent me 3 photos. He sent me 3 photos, 2 of which were just the world didn't load in for him, and another one was an object had fallen through the ground. And I'm like, oh, that sucks, man. That sucks. That's what I was looking at it. He thought he was like I don't know what he thought. Thought he was getting me.
Y'all have got to get
The never-ending story, right?
That shit was
the
funny.
never-ending story.
That shit was
Y'all,
so funny
you two
last
have
week.
got to get along better. This is ridiculous. It's every fucking time. It's every time,
I got
bro.
the thought. I gotcha moment. That was pretty good. And I was
That's
like, yeah,
great.
man, it doesn't
That's
doesn't
great.
bother me.
Y'all have got to do better, bro. Y'all have got to get along better. This is getting ridiculous.
But you didn't think that was funny? I guess you
Nah.
wouldn't without the.
It's pretty hilarious without the context. How about the Super Bowl, though?
Stop it.
I ain't
Stop
watching
it.
it.
I
Stop
ain't watching
it.
that
I
shit either.
canceled my
I
Hulu.
ain't watching that shit. I swear I ain't watching.
It could have been Eminem versus Taylor Swift, but now it's just Taylor Swift versus
I don't want to see those two teams.
whoever the 49ers.
Again,
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Lions should have won.
good podcast. Terrell,
GGs.
glad you liked Tears of the Kingdom enough to make it your number 2. And yeah, who knows what will be our game of the year next year? Because usually I have an idea what my game of the year might be like.
Yeah.
At this point,
It'll be whatever's on the Switch too, huh?
Lamar, you just say real quick, Lamar Jackson shit the bed again. I guess he's not very quarterbacky.
Oh, wow. This is the energy we running
we're
with,
getting out of
bro.
here. We'll talk about
I
that
knew
after
she was
the
right.
podcast.
Shit.